Excellent, excellent. Very good. Waiting for us to go live here. Um,
It's saying YouTube is now streaming live.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, last time it took like 5 minutes for it to start the live stream. So yeah, that's a good sign. Yes. We have Lynn joining us again. Excellent.
Hello, Lynn. How are you?
Hi. Well,
Happy
it's Mother's Day. So
Yeah,
I'm
happy
not,
Mother's Day to you.
yeah, my daughter's in from out of town, but she's not here yet. So I have a few
Okay.
minutes.
Excellent. Well, welcome.
And I've got lots of new units. Okay, smokes, Rocky.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I would say someone needs to rein you in, but we want to encourage it. We like seeing what you acquire. So
Yeah, these are old ones, which is a
okay.
whole new deal. But
Yeah.
I've one was a Royal Flatbed 5
Oh.
standard, and it was in terrible shape. I don't know if I can show you a before picture, but I just finished it last night and it's working. I got the escapement working and stuff. So
Excellent.
No, I've never seen one of those typewriters ever, except I've seen pictures on Richard Post's site. That's about it.
yeah,
Hello, Dan.
Hello, hello. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Nice to see everybody. Sorry for being late, a little late.
That's okay.
Okay. It's dinner time in Sweden, so it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Right, I'm glad you could join us.
Yeah, me too. I was trying last week and didn't find the link. So I better join this next week and clear my busy schedule. I'm not good for garden use, so I'm off that. But so nice to see you all.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Yeah.
Dan, where in Sweden are you?
In Västerås, about 1 hour from Stockholm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was born in Stockholm.
Oh, really? Where?
In Stockholm, I don't know what hospital.
Oh, where? Okay, nice.
I was born in Stockholm, but at the age of about 8 months, my parents left.
Okay. Where do you live now? Where do you live
Well, I'm
now?
in the USA now, but my
Okay.
parents, they moved from Stockholm to Australia. They're Indian folks, but they went to Australia.
Yeah.
I lived in Australia till I was 5 years old. And then from 5 to 17 and a half, I lived in India. And from 17 and a half onwards, I've been in the US.
Okay.
Wow. You're
Nice.
very worldly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, since it's your first time joining us, did you just want to do a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes, I sure can. My name is Dan Linder. I'm from Sweden, in Sweden as we speak. And I've been collecting now for, I guess, 5 or 6 years.
Hey, Sean.
Actually, I got my first Adler by my grandfather in 2005, and it stood on a shelf in my apartment for like 10 years. Didn't ever touch it. And then my grandmother said, "We have another one," and they had a Remington Steamliner that was my grandfather's oldest one. And I started to collect and collect and collect and collect. So from now on, actually, I have the largest private collection in Sweden.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. So perhaps one or two is chasing my tail, but still 51. That might be in use of a wrong idiom. I'm sorry for being, but so it's very fun. I'm a writer. I used to be a journalist. I'm a copywriter in advertising. So I actually work with my typewriters, clearing notes and stuff like that, which is great for me. My process in writing, and I've been working on a novel now for 15. Everybody else, like the Corona novels. So, but not on a typewriter. I'm about to do something on the typewriter this summer, but I don't know really which one. And I have a Corona Zephyr here, which was
Nice.
my current favorite. We don't know, but otherwise I'm 40 years old, and my son actually bought his first car yesterday. So I'm feeling old, really old, really old. So I said, and the funny thing, I don't have a license. I ever have a license, so not due to any criminal activities, but I have worked in the same time that I was born in. I live here, and sometimes I'm going for a business trip to Stockholm or elsewhere, and I can take the train because it's only 15 minutes away. So I don't have a license, but my son has a car and going for a license now. So that was a nice thing. I thought he was like a little kid up to yesterday, but actually he's taller than I am too. So I'm getting more and more hunched down, and he's
Oh.
yeah, that's hard to realize. But that's it. But I'm fairly new at collecting typewriters since about 6 years. So I've been following this steadily and trying to learn myself in the mechanics, because I'm not a handy person. So this is the big, working with tools and stuff like that. I only felt I have small hands, so perhaps I can try it out, working the mechanics of the typewriters. But it's a lot of fun. I have a big storage bin where all things. I have only 15 in my house, and my girlfriend said that's about enough. So she's drawn the line there. It's not. They don't. I have a small storage bin in town, so I collect them there.
Okay.
Yeah. A brief introduction.
Well,
that's
anyways,
great.
welcome. It's
Thank you very much.
nice
Thank
to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Sean.
Hey guys, how are you? Happy
Sean.
Sunday.
Good.
Hi.
Yeah. And Emily, what typewriter do you have there?
This is my new to me. Let me turn my light on.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay, so it's a Remington Rand Model 1. And I looked it up on the database, and I think I found out that it's from 1947. But I think it's funny because it's got the nickname of the noisy noiseless. And maybe Ted will get on the call later and tell me about it, because I saw that he's got one in his database collection. But I picked it up at an estate sale for $20.
Oh
wow.
So I had to get on today and just, brag a little bit about that, but then also just remind everybody that, the deals are still out there. Like typewriters can still be.
That's very true.
They can still be picked up for as little as $20. I felt like I was stealing it.
Oh.
Yeah, I got there really early, hoping to avoid any, anybody else buying it, because I missed out on one a few weeks ago, about a month ago, because somebody else got there before me and they bought it, and I was like so disappointed. They were very kind to offer to let me buy it from them.
Oh.
They paid $50, but he was offering to let me buy it for $125.
Wow.
And I'm like,
profit there.
No, thanks.
Instant profit.
Yeah, so I decided to let that one go and let him deal with eBay. So I, just waited patiently and saw this one for, I was shocked at the price tag. I had to stop myself from saying, are you sure that's all you want for it? Yep, $20, here you go.
Well, I guess it depends on where you're located at, but because, I live in Ann Arbor. It's a university town. Two universities within 6 or 8 miles of each other, but none of the antique stores or any of the other stores in town have them. And even if you go to garage sales and estate sales, we don't seem to find any typewriters because either most people have cut them up to make jewelry out of the keys, or maybe thrown them away in garbage or something. I don't know what. In fact, I'm going to rescue 2 Royal Quiet Deluxes, which are sitting in the English department of the University of Michigan, and I'll have to maybe go there when the lady's there and just take them off our hands, because she was telling me, I got to throw these in the garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no,
No.
don't throw them in garbage, especially one of the Royal Quiet Deluxes was a typewriter that was actually owned by and used by Eudora Welty, the famous writer.
Oh.
And she's and Andrew saying, nobody uses it. I don't know what to do with it. I can't take it out to this place or that, the reuse place, so I'll just throw it in the dumpster.
My goodness.
I wonder if I could share real quick, because my daughter's on her way
Yes.
over.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, please.
So I don't know. Let me see if I can get this. This is the
Oh.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I just finished it up last night.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, and it actually works. I've got to get a new ribbon in there, but it is working.
Wow.
And so it's come a long way. I took all the keys off. Well, as many as I could. There were a few that wouldn't come out, and then polished underneath, because it is a shiny black. And it takes a while to get down to it.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on the sides because they're still a mess. But if you have patience and a lot of paste wax, it works out.
Wow.
With this one, I got this one.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Heck.
A
Wow.
Blick 8.
What's that thing on the
Wow.
left there? Those little dittos, the switches above the keyboard there. That's neat.
Yeah, I think, is that tabs? Maybe tabs. I don't know. It's not working, but it's a ball. It's like a IBM Selectric ball.
Wow.
That's how it works. So it goes down like that.
Oh yeah, like a cylinder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rubber ball, and then there's a little roller behind it that holds ink. It doesn't have a ribbon, and so it brushes against the roller with ink, and then kind of like a stamper.
Wow.
It's it doesn't have a regular escapement like we're with the gears. It's more of a hard gear escapement type thing. It's not an escapement. It's just I don't know. It's weird. So I'm trying to find.
At least it's a QWERTY though. So then you can use it one day.
Yeah.
Lynn, what's the age of this machine?
This would be 1890s, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Oh.
thanks.
The Royal was a 1912 by the serial number. I haven't found the serial number on the Blick. But I'm trying to find somebody who knows how to work on them, because I'm not. I don't want to wreck it. And, I don't have a clue. Or maybe somebody who just wants to buy it and bring it back.
Wow.
And then this one was one that I happened upon in a shop. I took a pass on it.
Oh.
And then a woman I'm working with in Minneapolis said, buy it. So it's a, what the heck is it? A Remington Standard 5.
Wow.
So you took a pass on it, but it's sitting in your living room. I guess.
Well, I went back and, it's not in good repair. I don't know what's going on with it actually, but I might dig into it, kind of like the Royal, it's something you can sort of figure out. The Blick, I don't think I can figure out, really.
Lynn, is that the bell right there on the front?
Yeah, it rings a lot.
Oh yeah.
When I carry it around,
Oh
it
yeah.
just keeps doing that.
Wow.
So that's a project. I think it's more something one of you guys would probably do better with, but it's got some nice, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And look at the
So-
size of that space bar. Like, wow. Like that's a full size space bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the keys are in remarkable shape for the age.
Only one
And
shift
then-
button, it looks like, eh?
Yeah. And this is the back of it. I mean, it's got nice features.
You could even just
For-
use that as a showpiece. It's just to look at it is
Yeah.
very, very impressive.
Yeah, well, cleaned up, it would be pretty good. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of work to do, but
Yeah.
but I like, if I can, to get them back working. It depends on them having all of the pieces and everything, of course.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Very
so
cool.
that's so if anybody knows a person interested in the Blickens Dürfer,
Yeah.
Maybe Diane.
yeah,
She loves those old typewriters.
yeah, she might.
Or she's a premier kind of person. Yeah. Wow.
Well,
I have to
Thanks.
run. My mom just got here, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna
I
head
gotta
out.
go
but-
too.
Well, congratulations
Goodbye.
on the typewriters. both of
Yeah,
you.
thanks. I
congrats.
picked up some onion skin paper too. It actually has a watermark that says onion skin. So kind of
Very
neat to
nice.
find that.
Very nice.
So,
Cool.
but thanks for letting me share and
Yeah, and enjoy your day. Happy Mother's
thank you.
What's
I'll watch
with
you
all
guys.
the mother stuff today? What's going on?
Day.
It's just Sunday.
It's just an American thing.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hello, Bill.
Hey. How are you?
Bill,
Bill?
yay, Bill.
How's everyone?
Good,
Hello.
good. And Kelsey, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Doing
Yep,
well?
we don't have anything until later on today, so. I've got
Oh,
my
okay.
morning free.
Okay.
Come
Excellent.
and visit.
Yeah, we're having ours I think around 12:30. It's supposed to be a picnic, but it's quite overcast right now. So, but it's Southern California, so I'm sure it's going to burn off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucky California.
Yeah.
It's snowing here right now. Just so you know,
Oh.
Gregory.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
it's you're getting icy sleet and mixed in with a little bit of snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So typing weather.
Yeah. Exactly.
Weather.
Excellent. Excellent. Any new typewriters, Sean?
Yeah, I got a Royal P, a 1930 Royal P, a brown duotone. I posted about. It's probably my newest Royal P, but it was cool because it was in great shape. and came in a great case. And it's actually removable, but the story behind it was actually even better, because not only was this just a Royal P, but it was owned by a gentleman who ran a Royal Typewriter dealership in New Oxford, Pennsylvania, for about 55 years. And he was a World War II vet in the U.S. Army who served in the Battle of the Bulge, and survived that and came back and ran the typewriter dealership till he retired in 2002. This was one of the typewriters he took into his collection after he retired and handed over the business to his kids. And then he proceeded to restore and refurbish all of his typewriters after he retired. He passed away in 2017, and then his collection went into another collection, and I bought it out of that collection. So I bought the typewriter because it seemed to be in beautiful shape, and it absolutely is. Like, you know, a little bit of teeny bit of wear on the cover, the ribbon covers, like our usual. But when I bought it, I said, "Oh, this thing looks like it's been restored or refurbished." And the seller said, "Well, actually, I got to be straight with you." He said, "Here's the story," and he sent me the obit and the guy's World War II record. And man, what an impressive! Wow. Like, these are, you know, I hate to say the term, but like a real human being, like the kind of guy who was leader of, you know, in this church, in the Lions Club, and all these different organizations for 50 years, helping people. And he was a Royal Typewriter guy, so he must have been awesome. So yeah, so just anyway, I'm really happy to have that, and it types really well, and you know, probably as good as a 1930 typewriter can. So yeah, I've just been sort of roiling out the last 4 days.
Nice.
So that's new. Yeah.
You're gonna have to get that new shirt from Curry's store.
I have to admit, I already bought 2 of those. Like the day he posted it, I bought the SCM one, you know.
Okay.
Something collect more. And then the deluxe one, the Olympia deluxe one. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he came out with one.
The Royals one.
Yeah, we aren't all Royals or something like that.
Yeah.
I immediately jumped on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I had to send him I was going to send him a text after saying, "You got to come out with these all at the same time, because I bought 2 and I got to go back and buy another one, and I don't want to keep paying for shipping." Yeah,
that's funny.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Excellent. So Dan, I know you said the one in front of you, the Zephyr, right?
Yeah.
You said that's one of your favorite. Oh yeah, let's zoom in on it actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a very, very, I don't use it as much. I've a little bit of guilt for that, because this would be great, you know, typing a novel on. But I really like this kind of typing action on this one. And you can almost see I don't know if you can see the logo on this one. No, perhaps it's not coming through, but it's a little bit bleached. But no, I stumbled upon a torpedo this week. Yeah, a Torpedo 18S that has been very, very nice, dual tone. I don't have a pick on it because it's not here yet, but that's a new one. That's very, very good, very, very nice. Anybody has typed on one of those? I've never owned a Torpedo. They're good.
Yeah, Torpedo 18. I mean, I just fell in love with German typewriters. I found a Torpedo 18 about 5 years ago in Bozeman, Montana.
Okay.
Of all places, you know, I didn't think Montanans could type much, but they have some good typewriters. And no, just joking to anybody from Montana, but yeah, no, I found it for $60, and I thought, oh man, that's a lot of money. And it was the 2-tone blue and gray Torpedo 18B. Yeah. I typed with that on our road trip down through the States for 2 weeks straight, and I love that typewriter. And every time I pull it out, it's even better. And I don't know what it is. Just got that German, you know, the German engineering, like an Olympia. They're all great. So you'll love it.
Yeah, thank you. Nice. But speaking about the sweet deals that Emily had, I must share with you, because this is such a revelation. This was almost an oasis, because I've been looking for an Hermes Seafoam for ages. Never seen it with Swedish keyboard ever. And I stumbled upon it in my local secondhand store, $15.
Oh,
15 bucks in a case, mint condition with the warranty and the papers intact. So I ripped. I almost ran through the store, under my arm. But 15 bucks for that, and it's clearly a favorite. So as Emily said, I was really only 15 bucks. I could pay much more for this, but
Oh my
still,
goodness.
one of those deals. They don't come through often, but this torpedo was such a thing. It was owned by a Swedish journalist in one of the greatest big newspapers in Sweden during the 70s and the 80s. So I'm a newspaper man myself. So it's very special for me to have, one of the great ones that have been for the golden age of newspaper journalism. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really exciting to try it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
My goodness. What a deal.
Yeah, very, very sweet. And actually, my father got in a bit of a rave because this journalist, ended as a newspaper journalist and started doing books on sports cars, English sports cars. So my father has all his books on that one. So he was really starstruck. For the first time, he asked more than one question. So, did it bear his name? Did you get any more? But it was still a nice deal. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Wow.
Well, good for you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you very much.
My goodness. Yeah, I was excited when I was getting an Olympia SM9 for it was going to be $30, but I had two 20s and I was like, you know what, this is totally worth $40. So I gave the guy $40 and I was like, I was so thrilled. And it's in good working condition, which reminds me I need to actually bust it out and use it. It's a little dirty, but it works beautifully. So I was thrilled with that. But a Hermes for $15.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and this store, this secondhand store, has been sort of the honeypot for good deals, because I bought a sofa, I bought a medieval Savonarola chair, a monk's chair from that one, reasonably big price. So every Tuesday I make my rounds because it might be something there. It's good, but this Hermes deal was probably once every 10 years. So
yeah, definitely. Well, congratulations on that. My goodness.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't have access to any such stores. There's stores where you can buy other stuff, but no typewriters. The only place that has typewriters is a antiquarian bookstore, and he wants a lot of money. I went there yesterday. He had an Olympia SF. It was in working order. He wanted $450.
Wow. This could be sitting there for a while.
The sad part is, no, it sold while I was trying to haggle and argue with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Another customer came in, and so I just left him and walked over and looked at some of his photography books. And in about 5 minutes, I hear them saying, "Okay, I'll take it. Where's the case?"
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wow. It makes you wonder how much the shopkeeper got that typewriter for.
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
No, he got it for free.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
That's even worse.
Wow.
Well, he's also my neighbor, so he's constantly relating stories about how he's got this at such a price. I'm going to sell it for $450.
And he did.
Yeah, he did. It seems in this town, a lot of people complain about it's becoming unaffordable and lack of affordable housing and all that kind of stuff. And it seems to have become one of the few places in Michigan which has the highest per capita income. In fact, say in my street itself, there's 3 people on my street within 2 blocks from my house who are billionaires who made money in the IT business. So, people have lots of money, so they spend it on these sorts of things. So it's driven up the price of whether it be typewriters or fountain pens or whatever, everything. The local stores end up asking for a lot more than what other people would find it at.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can it be the Hanks effect?
The what effect?
The Tom Hanks effect might it be
Oh.
Yeah, the price.
Yeah. The gentleman who bought the typewriter actually talked about how much he liked the movie California Typewriter and how he's a fan of Tom Hanks, and he wants to buy a typewriter like supposedly some character that he played. I don't know, in Forrest Gump, the guy with the typewriter. You remember him? There was one character who showed up in their foxhole with a typewriter.
I have to go back and watch that. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember a typewriter though, but it's been years.
No, was it Forrest Gump? Either Forrest Gump or
Saving
it's in
Private
the
Ryan. Maybe Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Ah,
Maybe it's in Saving Private Ryan. There was a character who showed up with the typewriter.
Okay. It's been even longer since I saw that movie. Excellent.
But I think there's a lot of younger people I've noticed who are very interested, because I was in my friend's shop. He had a couple of typewriters out, and young people have 15, 14-year-old boys and girls who are just walking along. They looked at the typewriter in the window display, and then they came in and they looked at the typewriter, and they were like trying to figure it out and do that, and they said, I want to get one and this and that, and I'll have to get my father to buy me one, that sort of thing. And they were quite interested. So I told them that maybe once I get my machines all cleaned up, lubed, and with new ribbons, I think me and Charlie will organize type in at one of the coffee shops, and that's near my house. And then those kids can come and try it out. And
yeah. Brian, how are you? Oh, you don't have sound. No, still can't hear you.
That awkward Zoom silence.
I know. So I just noticed in the YouTube comments, Ted was asking what the serial number was on the Model 1. It was Emily that was showing the Model 1, was it?
Yeah.
So we missed that, but
well, she'll be next week.
Yeah.
She'll be here.
So we'll get to that. Sorry about that, Ted. I guess he's in the comments right now. So yeah. Nice. I'm sure he'll join us a little later, hopefully. Yeah.
What's he doing in the comments? Get him on stage.
I know, huh?
Yeah, Dan was just showing his Zephyr.
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see the.
I lift up so they can greet.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Hello. Oh,
Smack
this
it.
is
Hello.
really, really nice.
That's
Really,
funny.
really nice. How do you like
Yeah.
typing on one of those?
I
How do you
do.
like?
It's
Yeah.
I like it because even though it's the carriage shift, it just kind of rocks rather than
Mm.
lifts. So it's
Mhm.
not hard on the pinkies. And
Mm.
if I eventually do some type-ins, I think
Yeah.
that's something I'm going to use.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But it
need to
is
see.
nice. And I love, oh, sorry.
No. Finish it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I really wanted a portable one after I had my Royalite. I wanted one that had the kind of glass key look to them. And so I found this.
Yeah.
I mean, really inexpensive. I think it was either $20 or $30.
Wow.
Yeah, and it has the caps over the, yeah, I know.
You guys are making me jealous today. My goodness.
Yeah, no, I've overpaid for some things, let me tell you. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
I got to move from this town.
I got it on the Goodwill auction though, actually.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
shocked that nobody saw it. This was
Wow.
back like in October, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very good.
yeah.
Brian,
So Gregory,
I
yeah.
don't know. Does my sound work now?
Oh, yeah, it works now.
Okay,
Hey.
good.
Hi.
Okay.
How are you, Brian?
I'm doing pretty good. Nothing too
Excellent.
exciting going on. Haven't really done any typewriter stuff this week, but
That's fine.
good to see you all.
Yeah, good to see you too. Let's see. That's what typewriter do you have there?
This is a Royal Companion. Right there.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you have one newer to you. Like
The other one is Underwood, like an SX150. It says
Ah,
Golden
okay.
Touch on it, but I don't think that's a real model.
Okay.
It's the same as an SX150.
Okay. But the top one is the Royal Companion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know me, I love my Royal Companions.
I know. Do you have any like this, like the old style?
Yes, I do have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works pretty well.
Yeah.
It's not perfect.
I just get on the other camera. No, cameras are weird. This is actually an inspection camera for.
Oh yeah. Those are becoming popular in Typewriter Club Live.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
don't remember if I'd seen one or not.
Yeah, Diane has one. May has one. Someone else might have one as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to keep up with everybody else.
Yeah. Excellent. And how's Koa doing?
He's great. He's fuzzy. He's
Yeah.
guarding the house right now.
Very
He's making sure
good.
nobody sneaks up on us.
Yeah.
So he's right by the front window.
Oh.
He's watching people walk up the street, and if there's any trucks come to deliver stuff, he'll bark at him.
Is his bark worse than his bite?
No, he did. Well, his bark is pretty terrible. Yeah, it is worse than his bite. He's a big, loud dog.
Okay.
Hey, Koa. Yeah, hi.
Oh. Oh
Hey,
man.
Koa's always more fun than I am. Yeah. Okay. See you later, Koa. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh.
Back to your job.
That's
He's
funny.
looking. He's guarding
Oh
over there.
wow. He's like,
He's on it.
yeah.
I'll just leave this on Koa. There we go.
The Koa cam.
Koa cam, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Koa can. That's
What
he
up?
said.
I wanted to show Bill something. Bill, I got this book, and as it says right over here, it's published by Portland State University.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the book I was telling you about right now. But it's upside down. Oh no, the wrong side. Since
we see it the correct way.
It looks good
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Very cool.
If
Nice.
it will help you supposedly to improve your handwriting and all that. I got it after I had the strokes and trying to relearn how to write and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I can't write properly, so my that's why I moved over to typewriters.
Yeah. Well, I can't write properly either, but I have no excuse though. I just have poor penmanship.
Well, I went to Catholic school, and it's sort of funny. There's a friend of mine, a classmate of mine. He's now a math professor at MIT. He was held back in 12th grade because he failed his penmanship class.
Oh man. Poor penmanship. It sounds like it'd be a good band name, or at least a name of a song, you know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Penmans.
Yeah.
Bad penmanship.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have that here. Otherwise, I probably would have never graduated.
Well,
I'd still be working on it.
it was in India, and it was Indian Catholic schools.
Okay. Okay.
They were extra strict about certain things.
Yeah. William, how are you?
Doing very good. How about yourself there?
Yeah.
Very good.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing very well. Well, it's snowing here in May.
Yeah.
Well,
it sounds like quite a few of us are having, that sort of weather. And I don't obviously have snow here in Southern California, but it is overcast. And a couple others mentioned it was snowing and sleet and all kinds of weather. So it's just all
Gregory, don't try to make us feel better with your nice weather. Please.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but
it's okay. It's not your fault.
We have it rough here.
Yeah.
Excellent. But we pay the price in typewriters though, because it's very difficult to get good deals on typewriters here. So
really?
Gregory, I got this Corona Zephyr from a gentleman in Riverside, California for $0. So if that makes you feel better.
Wow.
Oh.
All the way from Riverside, California?
Yep.
Wait, that wasn't Bob, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, nobody that generally comes on here. He just found it and he invested some money to get it fixed, because the one thing I really like and sort of it's weird about it is the Corona Zephyr's got this, the little thumb carriage return.
Oh yeah,
so it's more of this kind of thing versus this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this was all out of whack, and it, some screws, or not some screws, but it's got a couple of springs in here, and it can ride over to the front a little too much. So it's not the best design, but it actually feels really good when you use it. Anyway, he got it, and he invested some money to try to fix it with a typewriter repair guy who just gave up and wouldn't give his money back. So he sort of was left feeling a little frustrated. And he said, well, hey, if you can fix it, you can have it. So he shipped it up. And he didn't even, charge me shipping, which was extremely generous.
Wow.
So I got this beautiful, and you know what? This is the father to your Skywriter. So you like the Skywriter? This is where it came from.
Yeah.
So you need to have one of these, Gregory, eventually.
Well,
it feels really good.
Guess
Sorry?
what?
Sean, what?
I will pay you shipping, and you can send it right back to Riverside.
I fixed it now.
So Sean, what's the serial number on that one?
This one is where's that serial number again? This is a 1Z 24530.
Okay, so it's the
1938.
Yeah, it's not the deluxe model.
No, this is just the regular. Deluxe models have the stripes down both sides of the case.
And
that's a Zephyr. Oh, never mind. No, you're right. Sorry.
No, it's all right. All good. Yeah, no, I when I got, I wasn't quite sure because he didn't send good pictures. So when I got it, I was not sure if it was the Zephyr or the Zephyr Deluxe. But it's just the regular Zephyr, and you know what? That's fine. It feels really good. It actually feels a lot more sturdy than the Skywriter does. For some reason, it's a nice solid typewriter.
Yeah.
The one I have is serial number 1Y4900, 1900.
1900.
4900.
4900. Oh yeah, okay. So we're sixth cousins.
Yep.
We get everybody else's serial numbers. We can see how everybody sort of.
Yeah,
lays
mine's
out
a
with it.
descendant. mine's a 1941. So.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well,
Where's the serial number on this?
It's in the inside, just underneath the keyboard on the facing the inside on the right, underneath your half and your quarter key.
Oh,
yeah, it's hidden.
So yeah, you sort of have to look through at an angle on your keyboard from the
Okay.
front and look to the right, because yeah, sort of underneath the backspace.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see it there.
Like push those down and you can see it.
Wow.
Shine a light in there because it's a little bit hard.
oh, yeah, okay.
So it looks like we have 4 people with Zephyrs.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it looks
Do I hear 5?
Brian's got his out. Yeah.
70304.
What is yours, Brian?
70304.
70.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got 112 733.
Cool.
Is it a later
This
one?
is
Yeah.
Well, mine's 68564. So
Okay.
with the IZ in front of it,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't see that.
65.
1Z or IZ.
or 1Z. Yeah.
68564. Oh, cool. Wow.
Nice.
So 70304 and 68564 very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only at 1500 off, which is pretty cool.
Actually, I'll just go get mine because I think now it might actually be 4900, not 9400.
There you go, Gregory. We'll have 5.
I know that's gonna be 5.
Well, Zephyr party.
It's different party.
Kelly's
Yeah.
got one.
Exactly.
Brian, I really like the decal on yours. Yours is in great shape.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You saying that the logo, the Zephyr decal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is in really good shape.
yeah.
The rest of the typewriter, not so much, but
Yeah, it's funny.
good.
I'm the other way
There you
around.
go. Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's,
that's nice.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
Crisp.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow. That's impressive.
Bless you.
With mine, you can see that, but very faint. But then
Yeah.
I think because I had it into Ace, and he said it's an original Corona. I don't know if I can hold it up and you can see it, but at some point I think they took it in.
Mhm.
oh,
You see
wow.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they put another
Underneath
logo
it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they I don't know. It's weird. He said he'd never seen it like that before, but you can see the Zephyr, the Corona Zephyr, just like that one. I mean, you can see it underneath there, but then they've put that over the top. So it's weird.
That's very cool.
Double branded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they did that later or
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No idea.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely like that form factor of the Zephyr, and of course, the like Sean was saying, the Skywriter is like you can't get much more compact.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I think someone told me once that it was because they were you'd fit them under the seat of an airplane. That's why they call them a Skywriter.
Ah.
Yeah, it could fit into the seat of a DC-4 without
Yeah,
a
that's
problem.
right.
Nice.
wow, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
That makes
One of-
sense.
One of the first ads for it showed, some smiling businessman in an impeccable suit with a pipe, sitting in an aircraft with that, under his seat.
Yeah.
Ah.
Excellent. Did you get
Yeah.
yours, William?
Yep, there you go.
Oh, yeah, see, that's-
Oh, nice.
That's a deluxe.
Oh
That's-
yeah,
that's a
you got
deluxe
the
for
Yes,
sure.
it
deluxe.
is.
Yep.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
1Y4900.
Okay.
And
Now, what is the difference with the deluxe? What does it have that the?
Sean, put yours up on screen. Okay, take a look at this one. See the stripes.
Let
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Stripes, it's got-
Sean's does not have the stripes.
Do you have a tabulator also? There a tab on that? On the one with the stripe?
And I believe this one also has the bezel and the page support.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, page support. That's what we don't have.
Yeah. Does it have a tab, Bill?
I don't believe so. Nope, no tabulator.
What's the button on the top left where the one would be? We don't have anything there.
No.
This
I think
one,
it's that page support.
Yeah.
I think that's.
this one I got when you could still get these for about like $30 or so. I haven't even got around to cleaning this one up yet. I've only had it for about 8 years.
Nice.
William, would you look at your keyboard and see if you have something where the one would be on the top left?
Yeah, love decals.
Did you hear that,
Bill,
William?
William, what do you have on your keyboard on the top left there?
Top left, margin release.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We don't have one of those.
Oh, we don't have margin release.
No.
you are so high class, William.
Wow.
Margin.
Hey,
Do you have a shift lock?
It's called a luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it
no
have a
shift
shift
lock.
lock?
William?
At one time, I had wanted to try and build the complete set of 1Y right through to 7Y, but I could never find a 5Y.
Oh.
I got the Zephyr, all three series of Skywriter, the Corsair, and at one time I had a Super G,
Oh, yeah.
which was the 7Y, that I could not get hold of a 5Y. They seem to be kind of rare.
Does yours ever have a shift lock key on it, a caps lock?
Yes, it does.
Oh, see, that's something we don't have either.
Yep.
The deluxe really was deluxe in this case.
Yeah.
I
It's
guess
not
so.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay, Jeffy.
On the basic
yeah.
model, you just put the
Yeah.
shift down and push it to the left. So
Yeah.
it sticks under
Oh.
the
Yeah,
caps.
that's
Okay,
right.
interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
You learn new things every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can fill in. I have this one. I can teach you some Swedish too. In the
Oh,
shift
yeah.
key in Swedish is omskiftare. Omskiftare.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't ask us to repeat that.
No,
Yeah.
no, I won't.
Okay.
The omskiftare, and then you have the backspace key. That's backslagstangent.
Backslagstangent.
Yeah, very good. Very nice.
I
Very
need to get rid of
ace
cats
that
here.
one. Really good. So that's about it. But it's really, really nice. I haven't seen. I did unpack these for 3 or 4 years ago. I have the case somewhere in my storage bin. I don't know if I know how it looks anymore. Do you with other Zephyr's? Do you have the case intact, or do you store it like?
Yep, I
cover?
still have a case. All the
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Now I know where to. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you not have the case, Dan?
Yeah, I have it in my storage bin in a pile, with about 15
I don't trust my
20.
case.
Sorry?
Really?
You know, for carrying around. I feel
Yeah.
like it's not super secure.
Okay.
Maybe it's just mine.
I feel mine's pretty good. Like you can't, like I'd put this under a DC4 seat, no problem at all.
Oh yeah, but I mean, as far as staying on there, I feel like
yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Does it? No, maybe it's just mine then.
Yeah.
Maybe bend the tabs out a little bit just to make sure that they.
Yeah,
come
I
out
fiddled with
properly.
it. Yeah, I fiddled with it. I just, I wouldn't want it to fall.
Well,
Yeah.
Kelsey, you can just do what I do with my Olympia cases they don't work. I just got one of those. Went to the outdoor store and bought some flat kind of. I don't know if they don't call it flat kind of Cordura thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then just put a buckle on it. It cost me 75 cents, and then
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
strap it along, and it's it works really great.
Get some flat webbing, put a buckle on the end, and you've got a belt.
Yes. So I can use it as a belt with my pants, or I can secure it.
You know, that Zephyr small enough, you could just use it as a belt buckle there. All in one.
Zephyr belt buckle. Type right on your belly.
That would be cool.
Actually, I had a case. Speaking of Sean did say that it felt secure, but I had a case for a Groma Colibri when the zipper went bust. So this one, it actually cracked. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it cracked. It's been taped and it's not nice. It's not beautiful, but it still has. It's about 5 or 6 years ago. So this one went to the ground absolutely when the zipper went.
Were you holding it in the case when the zipper went down?
Yeah.
And how did that feel? How did your heart feel?
Yeah, it was terrible because I bought it from. I have had some contact with him, and he always said, oh, you know, I have some really nice typers, and he didn't. It was just nothing of interest. But then he said, I have a Groma Colibri. I didn't know what that was by then, so I had to Google it. And all right, I want it, and we met, and I spotted it, and I went about. Took it for a walk about 10 minutes, and the zipper burst, and this went into the ground. And Sean, my heart did sink into my feet, and I picked it up, and I taped it, and I glued it inside the tape. It's not nice, but I had the case mended, so it's all right now. But that was a tragic day.
Yeah.
Still beautiful.
Sorry. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorites. It's been around. I am currently working on a novel now, and I did the notes. All the notes on this one is about 800 pages of notes only.
Wow.
So this is my workhorse. Never failed. Never ever. Very, very nice. I like this very much.
Wow.
I think I recommend you move to a baby carrier, a front sling baby carrier.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I can hunk it. So I took this for a trip 2 years ago when the case was fixed, was mended with a zipper and all, and I was very, very careful. I had a suitcase and carried this under my arm. So I got really nice biceps from that trip. Those went away within a week, but I was very careful with it. So it's very nice. And I stayed in a hotel, and I had to check if it was okay to use a typewriter in the hotel room, and they said okay, because it was an old house with stone walls. It was 17th century, so it's okay. On a 2 meters wall, so it was nice. Have you ever experienced that, sitting down with a typewriter in a hotel room, stuff like that, and hearing complaints, or taking your typers for a trip?
I didn't even try.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took a typewriter on. We were staying at no, it wasn't a bed and breakfast. It was an Airbnb.
Yeah.
But it was a thermal typewriter, so I mean they're virtually silent. So and I took it specifically for that reason, because I didn't want to disturb anyone. I didn't know like if people were going to be staying in adjoining rooms or anything like that.
Man,
so
Gregory, you with your weather and your thermal typewriters, I'm just
rubbing it in,
maybe. So Dan, whereabouts are you?
I'm in Sweden, in a little town called Västerås, about 1 hour from Stockholm.
Okay, that's where you are right now?
Yeah, yes.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah, so very nice. So speaking about the weather, we didn't have any Southern California style, but we had 3 hailstorms this week, and rain and snow, and we had one day of sunshine. Swedes are very, very odd because everybody's complaining. We have had a really hard winter. We had a really, really sub-degree winter for 3 or 4 weeks during February, and people here in this country as well are mentally equipped for cold, but as soon as it gets a little bit too warm, everybody said, "Oh, we can't handle this. Nothing works." We had a summer with, I don't know, about 80 or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly, 3 years ago, and nothing functioned. Everybody thought it was too hot. So it's the weather now. It's more that we are accustomed to, but still. I was out in the garden with my girlfriend last yesterday, actually. It was too cold, so we went inside in the afternoon. Yeah.
Dan, do you happen to have any a pair of glasses that are with a broken frame?
Did I? Yeah.
If you had a pair of glasses with a broken frame that you've taped up, those are what you could wear when you type with the matching. It would look in sync, you know. Yeah.
I actually had one of those, and I had to super glue them. I had put glasses before doing a live thing on a stage. I have a talk show here, and I cracked my former glasses here, and I had one of the sound men had super glue.
Yes.
So I super glued it just within minutes before going to on a stage.
Oh,
and
wow.
and I felt in my arm, my eyes were teared. So thanks for the tip. I'm gonna go for the Scotch tape next time.
Oh.
Well, to answer Dan's question, I have taken my Olivetti Lettera 32 and my Olympia SF with me when I've gone the past 2 summers, not last year, but pre-COVID summers. I usually go up to the northern Michigan, and I stay in a bed and breakfast and stay there for about a week, and me and my friends and all that. So I take my typewriters along, and it seemed some people claim that it was a bit too noisy if I tried to type late at night, but generally speaking, it was okay. People liked the typewriter; they tried it out, and so it was okay. Didn't cause too much of a problem. I guess if it was instead of a bed and breakfast, if it had been in a real hotel, in there things might have been different.
Yeah. I know a while back, Joe Van Cleef had gone on vacation to the mountains, and him and some other people were staying in cabins. And I know he took a typewriter. I don't remember which one he took, but he said he ended up actually not really using it that much, just because you're there to socialize and not necessarily type, So yeah.
Well, and he did that video too on typing late at night and trying to have a quiet, trying to figure out which one.
Yeah. I love it.
I have a small office space downtown when I've been for 5 or 6 years, and we are several freelancers working in art and working in advertising. So we share that space. We are 5 persons, and I have a little room in the end of the corridor, and we had one office space to rent. So actually, I was sat down in my room typing, and they had this new person who's going to look for the office space. So he hear the typing sound. So, what's that? Somebody's actually typing here? And they said yes, but we are going to use it. He's closed his door, and we don't really pay any attention to it anymore. And he said, that's really atmospheric. How much is the rent? And he actually got it based on the atmospheric sound of the typing. So I loved him from the start, needless to say. So it's a very, very good. But he's moved out now. But that's I think that's kind of odd to offer the atmospheric sound of typewriting within the office space. The other people don't care anymore, but he really dug it, so it was nice.
I love that story. Thank you.
That's good. Oh, I do have one and new edition.
Let's take a look.
Oh,
It's just an Underwood 18.
yeah.
Nothing really special about it, except I don't know how you can see it.
Ah,
Oh,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Came
Australian.
from Sydney, New
Ah.
South Wales, Australia.
oh,
Australia.
Yes.
nice.
Been around.
Yeah, and I found it on eBay down in the States.
Mhm.
Yes, it's just an Underwood 18, but I figured that the dealer sticker was kind of unusual. And so I did some research, and Oz Typewriter actually has quite a long article on Stott and Underwood and the typewriter business in Australia there. So it's pretty interesting. This has the pound sign but no dollar key. So it was obviously sold in Australia before Australia went to the AU dollar. And it has a 1/3, 2/3, 1/4, half, and 3/4. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting.
Nice.
yeah, definitely.
So this will have to get it clean up one of these days. Now the seller didn't pack it quite as well as I'd hoped, because the slider for the left hand zipper broke
Oh, okay.
on the case. So
Yeah.
I don't know if a person can replace the slider if you go to craft store and get bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But other than that, it could be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I do find that the ultra portables probably ship the best out of all the typewriters, especially if they're in a case, because the case is meant to be moved around, and and they're usually there's not much room for any movement whatsoever. So yeah. We do have May popped into the comments. She was just saying hi. She's they're going to be celebrating Mother's Day brunch, so she won't be able to join us. But I'm glad she popped into the chat there. And then we have John, and I'm probably going to mispronounce the last name, but Vicek. He says, "Hi all. First time seeing this live. I'm a typewriter fan myself. Question: do you have a recommendation for sound insulation? I want to quiet down my aristocrat." What I know we've talked about insulation on here before, but now I'm drawing a blank on the material. Well, I mean, generally, felt. You can use felt, or I know there's a type of foam that has like a sticky backing. I don't remember specifically where that was from, but I remember these were things we had talked about.
Yeah, Bob had mentioned some kind of tape, and I didn't know what that was.
Oh, yeah, the tape, yeah.
Whatever that was.
Yeah.
Hockey stick tape.
Hockey stick tape.
Oh, yes, yes, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Hockey stick tape. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, William.
For deadening sound, a good material is a self-adhesive closed cell foam.
Okay.
You want the closed cell so it doesn't let the sound through. And if you want to go real high tech, then you actually have I don't know if you can still get it anymore, but the John Deere tractors had a two-layer foam with a thin film of lead in between the two layers, and that really deadened the sound.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that, William. Yeah. Let me check the comments again real quick. Okay, we're up to date on our comments there. So I guess I should mention the typing prompt, but I do have to confess I didn't do it because I was up until 3 a.m. working on the beta version of our website TypePals 2.0, which is going to be a major upgrade. So, and I'm hoping to launch that this week. In fact, it's fairly certain I'm going to launch it this week because I was up until 3 a.m. I was able to get a lot of the work done on it. But as a result, I was too tired this morning to do the typing prompt. But does anyone else have the typing prompt? And if not, it's not a big deal.
No, not this week. Sorry.
I forgot.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Do you have any spoilers for your new website?
Well, the main spoiler is, so I feel like our pen pal list in particular has severely outgrown being delivered in an email. And so it's actually going to be a membership directory, and people will be able to have a profile and, put more information about themselves so that, when someone writes them, they have something to talk about. So, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. We'll be able to have profile pictures, and there's gonna be forums, and yeah.
Who's gonna have a profile pic that's not a typewriter? Because that person will be very unique.
Well, that would be me.
Oh, okay.
I set up my profile picture, and there's this picture I absolutely love of myself, and it's so funny because it's me wearing these huge sunglasses right next to a goat, and it's just I love goats. I'm very, very, very fond of goats. I'm still trying to get the wife to agree to have backyard goats, so I don't have to mow the lawn back there anymore.
Just the word about goats is that they climb and they browse, and they'll eat the leaves of your trees, they'll chew the siding of your house, they'll climb all of your vehicles.
Yeah.
Yep. Very
So
true.
Gregory, I have an idea for your website then for one of the things on the member profile.
Yes.
You should make every member pick their GOAT or their greatest of all typewriter. That way
there you go.
It'll feed into your thing, but it also get everybody to say, it's hard for some people to pick their best typewriter because everybody loves a bunch of things about their typewriters, but it would be a fun tie into your GOAT fetish, fascination, love.
What gets your goat?
Who gets the goat? Yeah.
How about what gets your goat?
There you go.
There we go. That's good. We had a goat for a while, but we ended up, we had two. One of them was older and it died, and then we got a horse. And thinking, then they'd be friends and all that, but the goat would climb out of we've got just the railing. Anyway, he was able to climb out on this tiny little, like this wide 2x4. He got up on the side of it and climbed out. So we eventually had to give him away, but we still have our horse.
Oh.
Okay, my wife here, my wife Juliana here can do a wonderful goat impersonation or impression. Do the goat.
The goat?
Yes. You call it a sheep, but it sounds like a goat. There you go.
Sounds like a typewriter escapement problem.
Oh, we're curious to what did he say?
Said it sounds like a typewriter escapement problem.
Only
Just kidding,
typewriter
it was a
people can
beautiful
think
goat.
a goat is a typewriter escapement.
I know.
That's probably true.
See ya.
Everything on typewriter.
Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too, bye.
Does anyone else look at cars and think, oh, that is this type of typewriter?
Oh,
Totally.
I drive my family crazy.
yeah. So I went on my Facebook and I found the picture. So you all will get a preview here of my my profile picture. So are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's take a look. And here we go.
What's with those sunglasses?
Oh, because I have prescription sunglasses, and so those fit over the prescription.
Oh, gotcha.
I have prescription glasses, and those fit over the glasses. So
that goat looks happy as heck.
Yeah, he
They
does.
both got whiskers too.
Yeah. And the look on his face, it looks like he's smiling.
All right, I have to find a picture of my,
That's hilarious.
because they do. If you catch them in mid yawn, they look like they're laughing. And I
Yeah.
have one of my goat and my horse. I'll look and see if I can find
Oh
it.
yeah. So I absolutely love that picture of myself. And I actually have another one. That goat I met up in Big Bear, up in the mountains here. And then I met another goat at Disneyland. They used to have a petting zoo, and they had a bunch of goats in there. And I took a picture with a goat there as well. So yeah, it's been a while since I took a picture with a goat, but I like to do it. And the funny thing about goats is their pupils are like rectangular.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. What all this has to do with typewriters, I don't know, but
Yeah.
We'll find a tie-in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, let me make myself big here. Oops, wrong one. Let me make myself big here. There we go. Okay, so I got a letter from my niece, because you may or may not remember, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I gave her my Brother Charger 11.
Oh
yeah.
And so she
nice.
typed up a letter. She did pretty good. You know, she's still very, very new at it.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
There's
how old-
discernible lines though.
What's that?
There's discernible lines. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
How old is your niece?
She's 9.
Oh, excellent. In that case.
And
Yeah.
she had never, I think she had never even seen a typewriter, but she read about it in the Goosebumps books.
Mhm.
And so she told her mom, my sister, that she wanted a typewriter. So my sister contacted me, and I said, I have a couple that she could choose from. So, and I took them both over there, and she picked the Brother Charger 11 over the Remington Rand Streamliner, kind of the aqua color. It's a beautiful typewriter, but that one doesn't type very well. So, but yeah, I'm so proud of her. So,
well, Ted Monk said it best, I think, when she picked the Charger 11 instead of that Remington. He was like,
Yes.
Good choice. She's a very smart girl.
Yeah, I have to agree. Although it seems like the streamliners are not as common. Like Brother Charger 11, those are extremely common. But yeah, but
There's
she
a
did
reason for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while I'm still big, I do want to show the swag that we're going to be giving out basically starting next month. So first of all, there's
nice.
Okay.
There you go.
Focus.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't want to focus, but anyway. And even smaller than that is the keychain. I still have to make the chain. There we go. I still have to make the chain part, but I'm debating if I should make it out of paracord. I would have to use something else because paracord isn't going to fit through that little hole. But this is going to be the where we'll have a drawing and someone will win the keychain. And basically the sticker will be for everyone who participates in the typing prompts in a month. So once a month we'll be giving these things out, and I'm gonna have more things on the way as well. So, but I just thought I would show those there.
That's
and,
cool.
So Greg, speaking of type prompts, did you get my suggestion for the email?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we will add that onto the calendar. I'm probably going to wait at it for when I actually launch the site, which I suspect is probably going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. we'll have the
Okay.
new website. So yeah.
Hopefully you did better than I did, William.
Oh.
No.
I made multiple attempts at today's prompt, Gregory, and I wasn't happy with anything I came up with. And I got to the point where every response that I came up with included a comment about who came up with this moronic prompt.
Oh.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they just don't.
No, yeah. This one, when I first thought of it, it seemed like it might be worthwhile, but no.
I think it, well, I'll tell you this. I was going to pick my one of my Canon Type Stars and use that, but I didn't have any of them out, and I was like so short on time this morning. My brief window that I had quickly disappeared, and but I was going to do that one, and it would have kind of been fun. So I may still try to do it. Not during the live session here, but just talking about well, because let me tell you, being a thermal typewriter fan, I do have concerns about the longevity of how long thermal paper is going to be available.
Yeah.
So that's a very real fear, paired with the fact that the ribbons for thermal typewriters are extremely expensive. Sometimes you can find an okay deal on them, but typically they're $25 or more for one ribbon.
Oh,
so that's a lot. I mean, I get two Smith ribbons for like $10 or $15. So
I don't know if you saw that article by Joe Van Cleve, staying warm with a thermal typewriter. He found that if you use thermal paper, you don't have to use ribbon, because the pins actually activates the heat-sensitive pigment in the paper.
Yes. But I guess where I was going with that was in the event that thermal paper was no longer available. I would still have the ribbons that I could use on regular paper, but they're super expensive, and they're only going to get more expensive. So I was going to be talking to the future owner of the typewriter, saying, I hope thermal paper is still around, and if not, I hope you're able to find a stockpile of thermal. Well, I guess they wouldn't be thermal ribbons; they're just film ribbons. I could have had a little fun with it, but I just didn't have time this morning. So your prompt was not that bill bad. Not that bill bad. Not that bad. Let me just stop. Let me just stop. Yeah. Well, I could have had fun with it.
You know what? I got to thinking, 100 years from now, like, will people even still read and write, or will they like have a transmitter implanted at birth where they just simply share their thoughts with each other? And
true.
And so I ended up on this wild tangent. And it's like, just leave me and my typewriters alone, please. And I don't want any part of this future world. And so it's really hard to think about what life might actually be like 100 years from now, for as fast as technology manages to progress these days. So that's kind of actually interesting to think about.
Yeah. It's funny though, because it does seem like technology really progresses quickly, and yet in some ways it kind of doesn't, because we haven't. I mean, we had people on the moon, and since then, we haven't made all that much progress towards space exploration, other than obviously the space station and sending out the rovers and all that. But I kind of think we would have had more people in space now.
Yeah
That's a big budget item. Obviously that's pretty dependent upon just how much money now it's, I guess it's changed up some. You have more private sector involvement happening, which wasn't the case initially, right?
Yeah.
But I always thought that all of that progress hinged on just how much money they allocated towards those programs or not.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. My wife and I just read through a book called An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth by Colonel Chris Hadfield. And they were saying that the US spends more money each year on Halloween candy than they do on the entire NASA space program.
That sounds about right.
What a waste. What a waste.
It's not hard to imagine.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my sweets, but if we could take all that money and put it towards space, that would probably be a good idea. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, I guess we lost Sid. I was just going to show something fountain pen related, but we lost Sid. Now, Dan, a lot of us are into, in addition to typewriters, are into fountain pens. Are you into fountain pens at all?
Very much so, yes. Very much so. I haven't used, I have this, since I'm my girlfriend's office now, I have this one. It feels like, not okay, but I've collected fountain pens for 15 years now. You only use them for work, but it really treat. So I'm very much into those as well.
Very good. Very good.
So I planted the fetish, or what do you say? I doing some lectures on the local university in marketing, and I have brought my fountain pens, to show the other teachers there, and I started to show them and say, look, see this one and see this one, and they started to collect one. So I have one of the lecturers who said, okay, I'm gonna buy this Mont Blanc when I is going to be a professor. So I have planted some seeds over there. So they started, but I'm into paper and fountain pens very much.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
It almost seems to be a common correlation: typewriters and fountain pens.
Yeah.
Fountain pens and typewriters.
Yeah. Vintage forms of writing, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's putting words on paper, manually, physically putting words on paper, be that through mechanical or hand. It's not electronic. It's counter digital.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so this is the book I was telling you about.
Really nice.
It's got the price on there, which and the interesting graphic is Chris Hadfield on a skateboard in space.
Oh, I see it. That's funny.
Yes, it's a very good book.
Yeah.
It's interesting on the subject of the fountain pens. I noticed that the ink that Eric that's usually with us every week. Whatever ink that he uses to sign off his letters with, he has some really nice looking inks, and some of them after they've dried almost are iridescent. Sort of, in quality, and that's pretty interesting. So I would guess that would be a big part of the fountain pen rabbit hole, would be exploring your different inks and so forth. And
that's a huge part of it.
Yeah,
definitely. The fountain pen inks, there's some very basic ones that are just basically solid colors and don't have much shading or anything. But then there's others that have a ton of shading, and some even have little sparkles in them. And
oh wow.
I actually did, and it may be in the fountain pen community, it might be considered a bit of a a sin, but I actually painted a little bit with fountain pen ink. And it's wonderful because the ink has all this character, and it's like you're achieving these really cool effects that I mean, you would never achieve that if you tried to paint it, unless you were a really good artist. But
yeah. Well, if I was speaking, my last note of the fountain pens, I used to go to a lot of pre-COVID. I used to attend a lot of meetings, as we all did probably, but I had these fountain pens and my ink pot with me in case I had to refill before. And that was a great icebreaker, meeting a client for the first time, and I'm putting up my fountain pen and my ink pot on the table. And they all say, "Are you some sort of a Luddite?" No, no, really not. I also have to happen to collect typewriters, but never mind. But and it was very funny because it was a great icebreaker, because they studied it, and I have to refill with the ink and stuff like that. And I had this very nice notebook, and then we got started, and they remember that. So that you better not forget your nice pen now. So they said to the upcoming meeting. So it was great. I have to yet bring a typewriter to a client meeting.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to happen. That's definitely going.
You'll have to be sure and tell us how that goes.
Yeah, but they're used to it. I'm posting on Facebook my pics from my collection, every now and then. So basically, all of the people that I work with, or socialize with, or friends, stuff like that, they know this passion. So it's not a big secret. But
yeah.
They haven't experienced one live yet. But I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Might be looking for a new job afterwards. I don't know.
Oh, hopefully not.
No, but actually, I had a client that was up until recently, a couple of months ago. He was looking for a birthday present for his wife, and he said, "I know you collect typewriters. Can I buy one from you to get to my wife?" And he actually did. So he bought an Olivetti Lettra 35 that I hadn't used. So he was very pleased.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Kelsey, are you into fountain pens at all? I don't remember if we ever asked you that.
Yeah, actually, I am. I actually do watercolor, and so you were talking about art.
Yes.
I'll use the ink just to do some outlining, because you can get the my brain wider and thinner. You can kind of like calligraphy, so it works really nice for that. And I have to admit, after watching your video of the monthly little boxing, I might have signed up for that. Well, because my daughter likes it too, and so I thought it would be kind of a fun little thing that we could do. So I just did the lowest cost one, but then that we can get some. But I've got one of my dad's old one. I was trying to find it, but I must have got it in the house. But I've got a real nice old one that with the ink pot. Kind of fun. And it's interesting. I think he's gone now, but he was talking about the at Portland State, the calligraphy or the writing classes. When I was in school over in Portland, we had to learn italics, and I had pulled out the books, and they certainly were from Portland State. So we learned italics, and then we went into that, connecting the letters, and not really cursive, but kind of a different type of cursive and calligraphy. And so we had to learn all that back in grade school.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, I actually love calligraphy because my handwriting is so bad. Well, I don't even do handwriting actually, like cursive. But my printing is even so bad that calligraphy gives me the opportunity to actually write decently. I first started doing it when I saw my grandpa. He would always do calligraphy, and I was just fascinated by it. And then in, I think, 7th grade, I took an art class, and one of the things we did was calligraphy, and so I loved it. And that was one of the now they back in the day they used to call them felt tip pens, but now they call them porous point pens. But it was the calligraphy pen, and of course now you can use the the broad fountain pens, and so I have maybe 4 or 5 of those now. So I like to do the calligraphy using those. So it gives my writing a chance to actually look decent. It definitely takes time though to do that. Whew.
Yeah, yeah,
definitely. But I did
calligraphy.
Yes, go ahead.
Calligraphy is very slow and very deliberate.
Yes, yes.
Whereas if you learn proper cursive writing, you can write cursive much faster than you can print. And when I went to school, the school system I was in, you learned cursive writing at the first year of your high school, but we moved, and the new high school I went to, you were supposed to have learned cursive writing in the last year of your middle school. And so I missed out. It's just kind of, when I see people with such beautiful penmanship, like my 2 cousins in England, they still write the fountain pen, still write beautifully. I've tried to teach myself, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it sounds like how I missed out on the typing class, and so ever since I type like this.
So you can use your find Hans and Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my best class. I went to the public school for half a year because we always went to a private school, and I wanted to try it, and I didn't really like it all that much. But I will say that was when I took typing, and she made us not look. Like there was a mirror to see if we looked down, and then she'd rip our paper out and we'd have to start over.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know, but I love her now because I can like look at you guys and type and not have to look at the keyboard at all. So it's kind of, I love having that skill. I feel like it was the best class I had all my whole school career, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my the other day I was talking to my wife, and she was sitting at her computer working, and so she's here typing, and she's looking at me, and I was like, my goodness, I wish I could do that.
Kind of nice.
Sounds like Juliana.
Yeah.
What do you have, Sean?
Say again?
Oh, Sean was holding something up. I was curious.
Oh, he's typing. He's typing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't see me now.
Yeah.
He's like peekaboo.
Yeah.
Are you
back
typing
when
on
Juliana was back when Juliana was still working for Home Oil, she could type on an IBM Selectric so fast that she could make the type element fly off.
Oh wow. What are you typing on, Sean?
I actually brought the torpedo out because Dan started talking about it. And
nice, nice.
I've got a rubber arm, right? So you guys start talking about typewriters. I'm like, I'll go get that. And I'll start typing on that, and then we'll talk about another typewriter. Yeah. So anyway, good typewriter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what are you typing?
Well, actually, it's funny because Dan caused a lot of problems today. So I don't know if you recognize that.
Oh,
Dan.
nice. Yeah.
So I've got a Swedish pen pal from Stockholm. So this is Stockholm City Hall.
Yes.
And so Dan gets on and says, "Oh, I'm from Sweden." I'm like, "Oh, geez, I got to write my pen pal from Sweden back." Then Dan says, "I'm getting a torpedo." I'm like, "Oh, I should write my Swedish pen pal torpedo." So this is the card he sent with some handwritten stuff, but I haven't responded to him since January because COVID has made me. It's really sapped the energy, the mental health issues. Even though I thought I was impervious, they really drain your energy. So his letter's been sitting here since January 13th, and I answer them in order of when I get them. So nobody goes to the front of the line generally. So I finally got to his, and I thought, well, this is the time to do it. Dan being here is probably a universal sign that I would write this letter today.
Yeah, I'm the dispatch from Sweden, you know. So
there you go.
Hurry up, right? Actually, the postcard you showed, it actually looks like that way today because we have so cold spring. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see
that's May in Sweden.
Wow.
Wow. That's the square in the city. It looks desolate.
Yeah, it is very much so. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody is at IKEA now. Nobody's outside. Everybody's at IKEA.
That's just Swedish for common sense.
Yeah, it is. It's very good.
Yeah, man.
So, how do you like to? Speaking of that, the torpedo is very snappy. How do you feel the typing experience on it?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I can go very quickly. It's every typewriter's got it's got its own fingerprint, I guess. It's got its own way of doing it. It's snappy like an Olympia. It's snappy like other German typewriters like a Voss. But it's got a bit of a softer touch too. So it's not so snappy that it's crisp but nice, but it doesn't have like the cushion key tops like an Olympia does. But that's okay. Like it doesn't detract at all. It's its own thing. And it's hard to describe, every time I type on a typewriter, I haven't typed on it in a while, I'm always like, oh yeah, right, I love that. Or, this is different and I forgot about this. And that's what I find the joy in typewriters. And the torpedo, it's really not like much else. I mean, I guess it's sort of close to an Alpina. If you've ever typed on an Alpina, which is a boutique typewriter from Germany, it's similar-ish, but still different, and that's what I like. They're all different. It's hard to explain. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. I'm looking.
Does it have a carriage shift or a segment shift?
It's a segment shift.
Segment shift.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's a lot more useful in that way, and you don't have that like with an Olympia. If this thing isn't like I worked this sucker out with 200 pounds, and
yeah, that's why I like the SM9. Although I like the body of the earlier SMs in the Olympia, but. Yeah, I have to say that's the one thing I'm learning as I'm typing more, because I usually type for long periods of time and that pinky just gets, so I'm like, okay, if it has a carriage shift, I don't want it anymore. It's I'll have it if it's pretty, I'll like put it on display, but
Kelsey, do you know how to adjust the shift on an Olympia SM34 to just lighten it up a bit? It's actually surprisingly easy.
Really?
And there's a little screw and a spring at the back, right inside the body, that if you basically have to pull it up and then you start turning the screw and it basically stretches the spring up to tighten it up. So when you push the shift is a lot lighter. I can't remember where that is, but it might be worth doing and you might get a little more joy out of your earlier Olympias.
Yeah. Because I've got a SM4, it's cursive. It's a really nice one. I love to, but I just use it for letters because it's just makes it sore. Yeah.
Well, just do what me and Gregory do. Just go to Hunt and Peck.
I guess. I can't. I just can't do it.
That's how I learned. So it's a habit.
Yeah. You and my husband. That's what he does. And I've got a beautiful Royal Deluxe that was the burgundy. It's in terrible shape. We call it Old Man because the paint is chipping off. But it's beautiful. But again, it's that carriage shift, so it's just killer.
That's funny.
I wish I could adjust that one. That would be nice because I love that machine.
Yeah.
It's very funny with the Hunt and Peck because we have a best-selling author in Sweden who has written all his books on an old Adler, the same one that Jack Torrance has in the show.
Oh yeah.
And he's probably written 30 novels, for 50 years. And he does Hunt and Peck. They did a documentary on him, and he does these 500-page thrillers, one every year. He's done that for 44 or 45 years. Very profiled writer, but still Hunt and Peck every time.
Wow. It works for me.
Yeah. Some people are really fast like that too.
Well, he isn't, but still he gets his 500 pages still. So it's very fascinating to see people who write all the time, but still it's this one.
At work, people look at me typing that way and they're like, man, you can type fast. But I got my first typewriter when I was like 14, I think. So I've been doing it for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Okay. Am I muted? No. Kelsey,
Yes.
if you take a look at the back of your machine, right here, two little screws with nuts on them.
Okay.
You lift the screw up, turn the nut, and that increases the tension on the spring underneath.
Exactly.
And gives your couch a little.
And so you do that on both sides?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay,
Bill. Yeah,
well,
that's great.
Let me
And
ask
that
another question then, because on my SM9, the alignment is really good, except when I do the shift lock, it needs to get adjusted. I don't know how to adjust just the shift lock, because then I only get the bottom part of the letters.
Yeah, you gotta tighten that up. Yeah.
Make them work. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I replaced the rubber in the back, because it'll compress over time in the Olympias.
Yeah.
So I did that, but then when I did that, all of a sudden the shift lock, just the alignment was off. So I only get the bottom part of the letters on that one. But when I just regular shift, fine. Just
there is an adjustment for that, but I can't remember if it's any different than on a 9 than it is on a 3 or 4. Like I haven't had a 9 in a few years.
I don't know either. Yeah, and I've looked like Phoenix Typewriter, all the different people, they're like, oh, and then that's its own thing. And I'm like, show it. They never show it.
If I find out, I'll let you know. Or maybe actually,
okay. Yeah, William just left.
Going to get an SM9 right now.
Nice.
So
I have to show something real quick.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
My Mother's Day from my father-in-law and my husband was this cabinet back here at a secondhand shop, and then it lights up.
Oh,
nice.
And when I saw it in the secondhand shop, I thought, that would be the cutest place to, put my typewriters. So I've got a couple of them in there right now.
Very
nice. Put my Zeffy in there. So anyway.
If you take the shelves out, can you step into it?
It's too small. I know.
It's supposed to be bigger on the inside.
What was that?
It's supposed to be bigger on the inside.
Oh, I know. No, then it would be blue. Box. This is a different kind.
Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking of the police box. You're thinking of the artist, Gregory.
But my mom and I went to England together a couple of years ago, just the two of us, and went to Oxford and all that. And we took pictures of ourselves with all we just loved that. So anyway, kind of neat when I found out. So just wanted to share.
Yeah.
That's great.
Very cool. That's a great way to display your typewriters.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're glass shelves though, so I don't want to put anything heavy. I'm a little nervous about putting. I want them to crash down and break my typewriters, but anyway.
I wonder if you. Well, I assume you could replace the glass shelves with something else, but
that's
I don't know.
True.
Maybe you wouldn't want to though.
Yeah, that's true. Or I was even thinking because they're pretty thick. I'm just worried about the back of it has like a whole piece of wood that it's setting, resting on. But in the front, they're just these tiny little pieces, little squares. So that's where I'm a little nervous is that front part.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, I've got a Calyx unit that I got some of these square frames that somebody's like, oh, get these from Michael's, and you can put them on the front and they can be little glass doors. So it's still a project I'm going to do, but because that one's pretty sturdy to put them on.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a comment here from Ted. I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. Okay, so Ted says shift lock is easy. You just form the bracket it locks into.
On an SM9, not quite. Okay. Hang on. On the SM9, if you look at the shift lock button, it has a latch that hooks onto a metal tab.
You have a whiteboard?
I know.
William, if you got a whiteboard, why don't you get
There's a whiteboard in Zoom.
Here is a picture of the tab. There's 2 screws on it. Loosen the screws, move the tab down so that, as, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Loosen those screws, move the 2 tabs down. I can show you about where the tab is. If you look on the underside of the machine, the tab I'm showing you, I don't know if you can see it, the 2 screws in it. This camera isn't really the best.
Okay. Yep.
If you look, if you carefully watch the action of the shift lock key,
Yeah.
the clip goes onto the bottom of a vertical tab, and that tab is held by the 2 screws.
Okay.
Loosen the screws, move the tab down, tighten the screws, and try it again.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna grab mine right now.
And then if it goes down all the way and then it still won't go, then you might have to form the inside bracket, eh, William? Or can it be? I assume it can be, because I think one of mine, I went down to the very bottom and it still wasn't far enough. And that probably means I put my washers were a little too big, at least in the older model, but I can't recall.
Yeah.
I love the smell of this typewriter. I have to say. I think that it was like a pipe smoker, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it just smells like, I don't know, it's like a sweet, Bill had said that about his too, but I don't know if these just take on the scent of things, but even the case smells like it's wonderful. Anyway.
Nice.
Most antique smells are pretty good, but there are some that are just horrible.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That mildew. I get bothered by that mildew smell, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have.
Okay, the bracket that the shift lock tab bolts onto is part of the main frame. What I would recommend is, if you have to adjust that, I would strongly suggest, take a look at this.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get in there.
It's pretty tight. You have to get in from the bottom with a very long screwdriver, a flat blade, a good quality one.
Yeah.
You have to go in from underneath the keys.
Ted says, "Be brave, bend it."
All right. Yeah, and my SM4 is doing the same thing. So is it a similar adjustment? I wonder if somebody, because I changed the rubber underneath the carriage on the frame on both of them, just because
The suspension?
they were flat and it would scrape every time you move the carriage. And with my SM4,
do you have this? Since I'm an acolyte of the Reverend Monk, this will be your Bible to help you solve that problem.
Okay. Well, and I want to get the one because I have a lot of Smith Corona 5s, but I wasn't sure there were 2 different books. Do you know? Is it just the floating shift one? Because there was one that was like more of a, I don't know. I wasn't sure what the difference between.
Oh, Ted's got a whack of books based on different models, so there are a whole ton. So this was just the Olympia one here. Right. But there's a floating shift one, and pretty much for everything.
Is that one the one that you should get?
Well, this is for the Olympias. So I've got 3. I've got the Smith Coronas, like the floating shift one, because that covers the earlier models, and I really like that. Okay. The overall big one is the really good one to have, like it's the red one. Okay. Because so the ones to have. Yes. I mean, I would definitely have them all actually, but this is the big one, which is a good one. So this will teach you a lot about general portables and standards and all that stuff. So this is definitely one to have as the base. And then you sort of branch off based on what you like to have and what you collect. So this is a very useful one for me since I love my Smith Coronas. Although I don't use this one as much because Smith Coronas tend to always be pretty darn good for the most part. And then he's got Latera ones now and everything. I'm sure Ted will chime in about the other ones.
Would that be good for this guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the Smith Corona deals all the way up to the 5 series. And then after the 5 series, where this sort of ends, Ted's got a couple more that go into like the 5AXs and the 6s and some of the later ones.
Perfect.
Amen.
So John Vicek says it might be the ribbon lift height adjustment. And earlier he was saying something unrelated. Well, that I'll save that one for later because that'll change the subject.
So the adjuster for the SM4 is the same. You can see there's the, of course, the silly thing. Let's go aside this.
Yeah.
There's the rubber spacer or the suspension bushing in between the main frame and the mechanism.
Yeah.
And replacing that rubber bushing has nothing to do with the shift lock adjustment, because the whole system is moved up from the frame. The adjustment, the shift lock is not part of the frame, it's part of the mechanism.
Ah.
And yes, as you can see, I used conveyor belt rubber for my suspension, 5/16 thick. I don't know if that helps anybody at all.
Sure. All right, then we have Diane Mayer in the comments. Let me take you off spotlight here, William. Let's see, there we go. So we have Diane. I do have a typing prompt today, but I am out shopping with my mom, so we'll probably have to wait until later or next week. Probably next week because we're not going to go the full length this time, because I do have plans as well. But then Ted says floating shift is for 5 series before 1963. The 5/6 series one is for the newer design after 1963.
Right. So that'll be like the 5AX probably, and then all the way on up past that.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. And then Brandy Lee says, I miss being with the group today. A few things going on this morning, including buying typewriter number 10. Ooh. We'll look forward to that next week. Sure. See you soon. All right. Thank you, Brandy.
Typewriter number 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Double digits.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't remember when I hit double digits, but it came very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Whew. And now I'm up to... I've kind of lost count, but somewhere around 45. So yeah. Although I'm about to, because I want Bob Marshall to repair my Skywriter, and I'm hoping I can give him a couple typewriters as payment. So
that's a good deal for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So plus they're typewriters that I don't really need them in my collection. I gave them my best shot. One is the Olivetti Lettera 25. I was using it fairly extensively the other day, and originally I had thought it was like a perfect typer as far as functioning. It's not at all fun to type on, but I thought it functioned perfectly. But then it started having issues, and I was like, oh, well, this is even more reason to get rid of it. Other than the fact that it's kind of an ugly, or well, not really ugly, but it's a very bland looking typewriter. This solid tan color, and it's plastic, and yeah, the case is pretty nice. It's I think it's faux leather, but it's like a dark brown, and it has this kind of light brown
racing stripe.
Yeah, it has the racing stripe down the middle, so that's the best thing about it. And if you're going to say that about a typewriter, that's probably not a good reason to keep it.
No, when the case is better than the typewriter, yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then the other one I am going to get rid of is the the one I mentioned earlier, the Remington Rand streamliner. That one does have some issues. I'm sure he'll be able to get it up and running in no time. It's just minor things, but it's not really fun or comfortable to type on. It has those little flat key tops that are, I guess they're plastic, and it just doesn't feel comfortable. So
is that the plastic streamliner made in Holland?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Those were made after Brother and Silver Reed started flooding the world market with the cheap Japanese typewriters. So the major companies had to try and compete by cutting costs and changing materials. That's kind of what prompted the birth of the Smith Corner Corsairs and the Cougars and all those ones from the Skywriter.
Okay. Excellent. The Lettera 25, that one, I like the keys on it. They're a little on the small side, which isn't a huge issue because I don't have big hands, but they're all very compact together. It's like a compressed keyboard, so it feels like you're kind of cramped when you're typing. And once or twice I got a finger stuck in there, and since they're so tight together, it pinches you pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, are there any typewriters that you just have not enjoyed?
Yes, actually, speaking about the Remington, I was thinking about that when you were told. I actually had a Remington Sperry Rand, and I didn't like it at all. It's probably black and white, two bicolor, black and white, and probably the typewriter that I bought that I enjoyed the least. So I donated it to my local library.
Oh, nice.
So I said, being a good citizen, so I said, you can have one because they know about my collections. So say, you may have this. You may have my least favorite. Kind of harsh, but they loved it, and they have once a week they have the kids. They have sort of workshop, and they have the tiny kids go in and try it out. So they publicize movies on Facebook and so on. When it tries typing on this Remington, I don't miss it at all. I don't miss it at all one bit. But might be harsh, but it got a great home at the local library.
Very good, very good. And I don't know if you know, but I work in the library myself, so
yeah, nice.
That warms my heart that you gave it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
that kind of balances the late fees that I've been dragging by.
Well, see, I get to waive my own fees, so.
Okay, right. I had once upon a time. I was living as a bachelor for 10 years before meeting my girlfriend. And I stacked, this is horrible, to confess, but I had library books that I read at night, and they fell beside my bed. And sometimes, I shoved it in, or I got lost of them. So I turned up at a local library and said, here I am again. How much is it? It's pretty much. I said, okay, thank you very much. So I for a couple of years, I had these huge fees. So I'd say, okay, this is not anymore though, but so that was kind of balances with the the donation of the
yeah. It makes you feel better. So
yeah, it did.
So that's kind of in line with my suggestion of a typing prompt, which Gregory will put on the website later on.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember it off the top of my head, but if you want to mention it, William, you can. If you remember it.
What's the most fun you've had gifting a typewriter to somebody else?
Yeah, that's a good one. And I have an answer for it now. So as you know, so yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Yikes! I'll have to give one to somebody before the.
See. Well,
I did.
That was away, so you have time.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I ended up I got my blue Silent Super, and it was missing the it wasn't working, and I had to completely take it apart. But it was missing this little
Oh,
No.
metal thing. So this is just a little acorn nut that I got at
Yeah.
the hardware store.
Hey, it
Oh.
works.
Okay.
Yeah, it works. But so I bought one, you know, for really inexpensive off of Goodwill, just to get that for like
Yeah.
a parts machine. But then when I got it, it ended up working really well. So
I've
you
done
know,
that.
so that was my second. And then there was one, I think it was like $30 at the local antique shop, and it wasn't working. Some of the type bars were disconnected and all of that. And then it ended up being Elite, which I liked the typeface of that. And so now it can't be, because I fixed it too. So now that's not a parts machine either. Yeah, so now I've got 3, and I really don't need 3. So
No.
yeah.
So you
Yeah,
prefer
my older, what was that?
you prefer Elite?
I kind of do. Just I don't know why, but maybe just because you can, when I'm writing, I can write more in a line, and I don't
Yeah.
have to keep getting.
Yes.
I don't know. I think so. I mean, for reading back, obviously the Pica with my eyes getting older is a little nicer, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I do kind of like, I like little things, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
I do too, because I like writing on, postcards and little note papers and stuff like that. So how about you, Dan? Do you prefer Elite or Pica?
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking, I think it's much more of an elite person. That sounds horrible to say, but I think that's
Nope.
You're an elitist.
Yes,
I am
we're
an
elitist.
elitist. Yes, I am as well. Yes, I am as well.
Well, I think in general, here in North America, we have 2 basic type sizes: Pica and Elite. Pica being 10, Elite being 12 CPI.
Mhm.
In Europe, the type is measured by millimeters per letter as opposed to letters per inch, and I believe that the European Pica is, I think it's 2.0 or 2.2 millimeters per letter, so it works out to a CPI 11.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in between.
Yeah.
And I know that my SM9 over here, it'd be called 11 CPI. In Germany, it'd be called the European Elite.
Okay.
Sorry, European Pica.
Pica, yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 or 3 of those that are 11, and I think it's a nice compromise, actually. So.
And like May Travis, I have a couple of 6 CPI typewriters, and
wow.
and just for the fun of it, the letter I typed to Bob Marshall, I typed on 6 CPI on 11 by 17 paper.
So he's like a little kid. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of I used to work in the financial industry for like 9 years, and for one of the applications, the person had to bring in like a utility bill, and they were getting the low vision phone bill from AT&T. So it's printed on 11 by 17 paper, but all the text is blown up, and so it looks like a regular AT&T bill, just really big. And so when the person was holding it, I had to try not to laugh, because it made them look very small, because you kind of perceive things like when you're used to seeing something a certain size,
Yeah.
and then suddenly it's bigger, it throws you off. So it threw me off, and I had to struggle from laughing, because I had never seen one of those before. So I mean, it's great that they offer those, but it made me laugh. And so I can only imagine what Bob thought when he received your letter. Oh, that must have been a lot of fun.
So, Kelsey, if you still need the knob for your Sonnet Super, I actually have a spare one.
Oh, do you?
Spare one and the nut. I picked up a Smith Corner Okay, what's the basic one?
Sterling or
Lost the name.
Sterling.
That I had. No. Clipper.
Clipper, yes.
About 1956 Clipper, which was pretty well scuffed up. So I had it hydrographed, but the platen knob was broken, and so I happened to find one on eBay, and the girl was selling the platen knob with the nut and the knob. So I put the new platen knob on my Clipper. Now I have the pull knob and the nut spare. So it's your address is on the.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's.
I'll see what I can do. I won't promise how soon, but.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Maybe then that'll keep me from buying yet another. Just to try to get that knob.
Parts machine.
Yeah, exactly. Parts machine. Yeah. Future
All right.
friend.
So on YouTube, we have John Vicek again. He says, Pica for little notes, poems, grocery list, elite for longer typing sessions. Interesting.
Yeah, I'd agree
Makes
with
sense.
Yep.
That's actually kind of the reverse of what I do.
Yeah.
Because, on the little notes, I like to fit as many words on there as possible,
Sure.
but particularly on postcards, I want to fit as much on there as possible. And then Will Pollard says, Happy Mother's Day, Kelsey. So happy Mother's Day.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, very nice. Yeah, it was funny last week. At one point, there were 3 people watching live. And afterwards, I realized it was my husband and my 2 daughters. We're the 3.
The fan club.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Funny.
They're having their brush with fame. Oh, I guess it's more than a brush because they live with you. So
Yeah, well, my older daughter is actually in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lives down there. Yeah, so she was the one that the door T-Rex that said hi the first week. So
yes.
yeah. Which I haven't been able to see her. Goodness, for over a year.
Oh.
Yeah. But we're gonna drive down the end of this month, I think, for finally, because they bought a house right before Christmas, and we haven't seen any of it yet. We were in the car
Dan.
driving down to see.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
yeah,
Thank you.
bye,
I'm gonna
Dan.
go now. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
Dan.
you
Nice
so
meeting you.
much. I hope to see you again.
Yeah, I'll tune in next week.
Good.
Have a nice weekend and have a nice week.
Dan,
You
make
too.
sure you get your address on the Type Pals.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Okay, sounds
Bye
good.
bye. Yeah,
Bye.
bye for now. Thank you for tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Oh, that's okay. No, I was gonna say we were actually in the car. We've got 2 big dogs, and the whole family were all driving down to California after Christmas. And just as we went over the border, she called. Excuse me. She called and said, we've got a fever. You better turn around and go home.
Oh.
So we ended up
Oh, my.
driving back again. Yeah, so we didn't get to see her
Oh.
then, but hopefully at the end of this month we'll drive down. So
Well,
excited to see her.
I'm glad that the club gave you the opportunity for her to see you.
There we go. Yeah. She got me one of those little echoes,
Oh,
so that we can video chat every once in a while. So we'll clean our
Aw.
kitchen together sometimes. And, yeah.
Nice.
But it's hard. It's hard being that far away.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah. Very good. Well, I think we're well, actually, let me I did mention the fountain pen stuff, so I will go ahead and show them, even though again we don't have Sid here, but
Absolutely.
Only 3 of us left.
yeah. Now, Kelsey, you'll be interested in this in particular because in the Truffet box, have you received it yet?
No.
No? Okay. There's to be the little vials of ink.
I'm
So,
excited about
and
that.
I'll have to grab the business card real quick, but for now I'll just show it. So this I bought from a different company. specifically for holding the little vials of or samples of ink.
Yeah.
And it has the pen rest there.
Oh, nice.
So in particular, I'll use this. I have a little, just a little notebook, I guess you could call it, for doing the ink swatches. So I can keep track of what inks I have. So this will be very handy for doing that.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got this from a different company, along with a couple inks. It's Krishna brand inks, which I hadn't heard of it before, and the boxes make me a little nervous that it's a super cheap ink. But we'll see. One is caramel, and it says super rich, and the other is Canicona. Oh, that one also says super rich. And Canicona is interesting because it's almost a yellow. So I don't have any yellow inks in my collection. Yellow inks are, not all that common. So and the caramel one, it looks orange on the box, but in the ink sample online, it leans towards brown, I think. So I'm going to enjoy trying those. And then I got my first TWSBI Go. I got all these from the same company.
Good. I'm a big fan of TWSBI.
Are you?
That's the only modern, well, I sailor too, but for normal pens, I love TWSBIs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so this is my first one. This is literally my first impression. I haven't opened this yet. So I like the look of it. It has I went with the smoke colored body. It's still transparent, but it's smoke colored, and yeah, it pulls off. The nib on it is very, I don't know if it's very narrow. That's interesting. Yeah. I forget. I usually get mediums, but that doesn't look medium to me. But my first impression is I really like it. Very nice. Yeah. So that'll be exciting. And then I did get my Truffet box. So Kelsey, yours will probably be arriving soon. Let me grab the business card of that company real quick that makes this nice little device here.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, Kara's here. So let me go ahead and let her in. I'll be right back. Oh, let me take myself off screen here. I don't want to keep hogging the screen there. There we go. I'll be right back.
Well, it's kind of just a kind of quite a little club this morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
Such diehards.
But I kind of expected it, and part of me thought, well, maybe we should just cancel it this week. But I was like, if people show up, that's fine. Okay, so the company is Pen Realm. Zoom in on this real quick here. Yes, Pen Realm. And it is penrealm.com. He included this funny little note. Maybe it's a she actually. Yeah. Saying, Gregory, what do you call an acid that isn't nice? Amino acid.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. Thank you for ordering these items. We hope they will bring great joy. Yeah. So that was a nice little touch, getting a little handwritten note. But yeah, that's Pen Realm. So, and it came pretty quickly too. And I think it was I thought it was gonna be more expensive. I think it was only $20.
That's not bad.
Correctly. And it's it's a nice piece of wood. It has the little rubber feet to kind of keep it steady on the desk. So yeah,
Smells good. Smells like wood.
We're sniffing things here in this episode.
Well, we can't smell through Zoom yet, so we have to convey that our typewriters or wood blocks.
Yeah. Hi, Kara. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Good
Karen.
morning.
Good morning.
We're glad
I
you
was
got
just
on.
Yeah.
really, what? Yeah. I was just moving really slow this morning. I'm still
Oh.
eating breakfast.
Oh, I want to say mwah.
Yep.
Very good.
And happy
Oh.
Mom's Day, by the way.
What?
And happy Mom's Day, by the way.
That holiday is meaningless to me, but thanks.
Okay, well, I just thought I didn't know. Apply it how you want.
The only meaning it has at this moment is that's why there aren't very many people here today. But
Yeah. So, and like I was saying, I expected it. So I was actually surprised how many people did show up. So, and it's been fun. So
were there more earlier?
yeah. I think we peaked out at 9,
Yeah.
which is about half of what we have been doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But right as you're taking a sip, I'm going to ask you anything new in your world?
I managed to pack up a typewriter to ship to somebody else this week. That was a major accomplishment. And I managed to send some typing paper to somebody else. And I helped my friend that I'm getting the now mythical 1963 Sterling from, that I talk about every week. I helped her over Zoom pack it up to send to me. I don't know if she's gone and gotten a box or whatever. We were seeing shipping. We were doing the price calculations. We were seeing shipping costs of like $120. I was like,
Wow.
no, it's not that expensive. But and when I took the Skywriter to ship to my other friend, it was $35, which is much more like it should be. But
Yeah.
Kirk Jackson had told me about Parcel Monkey. Do you guys know that?
No.
At least if you it's a service where you can go on parcelmonkey.com or something, and you can put in the dimensions and the weight and where you're shipping it, and then it gives you prices of all the different carriers.
Oh.
And also through them, you can ship, if you ship through them and get like the thing, and they can pick it up, or I think you can maybe drop it off. I haven't used it yet, I don't know, but they do enough bulk shipping that they can give you a lower rate. So
nice.
It's a good thing to know if you're shipping typewriters.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a monkey for everything.
I know, right? MailChimp, Survey Monkey.
Yeah, MailChimp, Survey Monkey, Parcel
Yeah.
Monkey.
I guess it's a catchy thing we like to think about.
Yeah.
If you were going to send,
as far
I
as
was
shipping typewriters within the US, I found that FedEx seems to be the most reasonable and the one that handles your packages the kindest.
That's what I find as well. But we were still getting prices of 120 on the FedEx website, which was insane.
That's interesting.
But that's not what it costs to ship a typewriter, so I don't know why it was coming up that way.
No.
I have a Sean, all
Yeah.
I see is the bunny ears in the back of your face. That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I see
And
now.
you guys are actually sitting on top of a typewriter, so if I hit the space bar, you move, not me.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
In filmmaking, they have expensive equipment that does that.
I know, it's probably a little less jiggly though.
True.
I have typewriter repair questions.
Okay.
If anybody's up for that. I'm not quite sure how to show you things. Do you think I can just get on my phone?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with what make, what model, about what year, and what's the problem.
To answer the last question, there's several problems, but I'm going to start with just a simple one. Royal Aristocrat 39. It's got the round keys. This should be a no-brainer question.
Oh, the pressure, the pressure.
It should be a no-brainer question because I've done this before and I don't remember how. So the thing where the caps are at one level and the lowercase are at a different level, is that called an on feet adjustment?
Yes.
That's on motion.
Oh, it's on motion. Okay.
On
And
feet is whether the letters are printing evenly or the top heavy or bottom heavy. That's
oh,
on feet.
okay. That's on feet. I'll just think about if you see their feet or not. And
Or at
on
least
motion, is it looks like.
that is using Smith-Kroner's terms.
Okay. Well, I'll go with that because I'll go with that. So, okay, thank you. Well, that's one question I have. And so when I have, this is why I wasn't going to move my thing over here. When I have previously done this, and I thought that now I think I'm in the wrong machine. Anyway, it's germane for somebody. And I had thought that let's say I thought that the lowercase was higher than the uppercase, but in fact, somebody said, no, the uppercase are lower than the lowercase. Like, it's not the same thing. That's what I found out. Okay, I'll just ask Dwayne because that's who pointed that out to me. Because I was like, oh, my lowercase are high. And he's like, no, your capitals are low, or whichever. It was the other way around from what I thought. And so the adjustment goes the other way.
It depends if it's a carriage shift or it's a basket shift.
Okay, it's a basket shift.
Okay.
Really? That's what the difference is?
On a carriage shift, the carriage is down for your lowercase and you have to lift it for the uppercase. On the basket shift, the basket is up for lowercase and you have to push it down for uppercase.
Yeah. The reverse.
Yeah.
But there's still another detail there, right? Because yeah, so Kara, I know what you mean. Because when you look at a line and the uppercase is off from the lowercase, your brain might go, well, I just need to raise my lowercase to get it up, but actually it might be you need to raise your uppercase to get down. So which is the way to go when this
from
is
the books
off?
From the books that I have read, you first off get the lowercase on feet, so your letters are printing evenly and squarely. Then you adjust your uppercase to match your lowercase.
That makes sense.
Because you use lowercase letters way more frequently than uppercase.
And sometimes you can get a clue of which you need to move if the letters are light on the top or on the bottom.
Right.
So
that's how I
move that one.
Yeah.
So
that's your on feet. If your letters are light on top and it's a carriage shift, you need to move the carriage up. If your letters are light on top and it's a basket shift, you need to adjust the top stop down.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, so I'm looking at it more closely. The lowercase are perfect, and the uppercase are lower than the lowercase, but they're lighter on the bottom.
Yep. They need to move
Yeah,
up.
so it needs to go up.
So is this a basket shift or a carriage shift?
Basket.
Basket. So therefore your basket isn't going down far enough. You need to adjust the bottom stop on your basket.
Yep.
And where is that?
That's why I need to know make, model, year.
It's a Royal Aristocrat 1939. I'm sorry, I thought you heard me say that at the beginning.
No, I didn't, sorry. Okay, in that case, basket shift 39.
And it's this very lovely color. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of a gray-green color.
Nice. Yeah, very nice.
Okay, could you press the shift key first, please?
Yeah, can you see?
The shift key. Okay, it is a basket shift.
Yeah.
I think you'll find that the adjustment for that is probably accessible from, oh boy, I'm not going to say for sure, I'm not totally sure on these ones. I'd have to pull one up and take a look at it. But if you examine the basket carefully, you'll find somewhere that stops the movement, and that somewhere is going to have an adjusting screw and a nut.
That needs to go down lower.
That is correct.
Okay.
If the uppercase are higher than the lowercase, the basket needs to go down further.
The uppercase are lower than the lowercase.
In that case, the basket is going down too far.
Yeah.
But the bottom of the uppercase is, can you see these? The bottom of the uppercase is lighter.
Bottom of the uppercase is lighter.
So I think it needs.
And it's going down too far. If the bottom of the if the uppercase
can you
is
see this
lower,
sample?
no,
No,
can't.
it's kind of
No.
blown out.
It's too white.
If the uppercase is lower than the lowercase, your letters will be faint at the bottom because your uppercase is off feet.
Yeah.
Because it's off motion. So you need to reduce the amount that the basket drops down when you press the shift key.
Yeah, yeah,
That makes sense?
Yeah.
yeah.
So that
yeah.
it'll
No,
go
this
up higher when you shift it.
Do I
Yeah, because when you're shifting, the basket is going down too far, so it's going off the bottom of the platen.
Yeah,
Right.
precisely.
Oh,
It's going down. too far, yeah.
okay. I get it.
The light bulb just came on.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's going off the bottom of the platen. Can you guys see the type sample yet? This is why I was going to put it on my phone.
I can
Okay.
see it in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I wanted you to
Mine
see how
too.
nice and clean my type plugs are too.
Showing off the type stuff.
Okay, I get it. So I can look that up. So it would be called off feet or off motion. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
losing my mind here.
because the shift is off motion, the
Okay.
uppercase are off feet. Once you get your shift back into correct motion, the uppercase will be back on feet.
Okay.
Like if you,
Okay. I have Ted Monk's books. That'll tell me, right?
yeah, if
Yeah,
you
I think
start with
Dwayne-
a blank line and repeatedly press the letter H and gradually press the shift down, you'll see the lowercase letters disappearing, then the uppercase letters appearing, and at one point they'll become tap 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 as you slowly press the
Right.
shift key.
Yeah.
Then that'll give you an idea as to whereabouts on feet you are on the type.
Yeah. And at
Okay.
the end of it, you'll have typewriter art.
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay, now I hate to say it, make things more complicated, but now it looks like the only difference is the height. Like the more that I do that, the stronger the inking on the bottom of the capital H's.
All right. So we do have some comments here from Ted.
Oh, thanks, Ted.
He says, on feet is lowercase. Do that first. Then motion is uppercase. And then he says what
That's
William said.
Precisely what I said.
Yeah. And then on the aristocrat, the adjustment is on either side of the basket. There are two that need balance. Yeah. So basically, and then you access it from the top.
Okay.
That's where I thought it might be, because I know on some typewriters it's up there, some it's on the bottom, and when they're on the top like that on either side of the basket, it's a little more tricky because you do have to balance it. Yeah. So basically, just look either side of the basket and you should see the little set screws.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to get into this meeting on my phone so that I can actually get more. Is this taking up too much time? Is it driving you guys crazy?
No, we're just here talking about typewriters, so whatever.
Honestly, before you came on, the meeting was petering out a little bit. So
you're the life of the party.
Yeah.
You're the shot in the arm.
Okay, so I'm trying to get in on my phone, Gregory. Can you let me in?
I'm gonna let you in, but I'm gonna mute your current ones because otherwise we're gonna have all kinds of crazy going on.
What? Woo, woo, woo.
All right, so your phone should be coming on now.
Oops. Okay. So now I have to. So I now have to learn how to use Zoom on my.
I know it's not as easy.
The learning curves today. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you talking about?
Oh, we lost your video.
Oh,
Yeah, if you swipe it one way, it'll cut off the video.
Okay, I'm trying to get all the things. Okay, so when you're talking about the screws on either side, you mean that? That doesn't look like a
I don't think so.
adjustment.
No. I think it might be further back.
Okay.
Almost behind the ribbon spools.
Behind the ribbons.
So like if you're looking there at where the ribbon vibrator is and just go either to the left or to the right, behind the ribbon spool, you might, it'd be towards the back, towards the platen.
I'm not seeing screws, not those screws on the silver thing. Okay.
Yeah, not those, no. Let me see if Ted is chiming in the comments.
Is it these?
Oh, those two dark screws. I think that might.
Yeah, that's
that. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
One is for uppercase and one is for lowercase.
Okay, and there's two on each side.
Yeah. Yep. Those are them. Those are them.
You guys rock. You want to help me with another problem with the same machine?
Ooh, we'll try.
This should be a little bit simpler in a way, but can you see somebody mangled this poor thing? It looks like they pry it off with a screwdriver or something. I don't know if you can see how it's kind of humped up here because like somebody was trying to take it off. So I think I can form it if I can get it off, but how do I get it off?
Ooh.
Oh boy, that's a lot of taking apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
because you've got to remove the sides, but if you already, that might not have sides on the carriage, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah. So those have to come off, and then you have to start taking the screws out to take the bars out to get that slid off.
Okay.
And disconnected. It's not that bad. You can do it. It's just some time.
All right.
A lot of work to access that to reform the. Oh yeah, but you got to do what you got to do. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I think we had some success there.
Yeah. So it's the right margin. Who cares, right? My right margin is always margin release anyway. I don't,
Yeah.
not like I pay any attention
Does
to
the
that
does the
bell.
bell work? Does the bell work?
You know, I don't remember. No, it doesn't appear to.
Take it all apart, get it fixed. Then that bell's so important.
Oh, wait. It does a little bit. I think I just need to do the spring and copper thing.
Right margin's not so bad if it doesn't work, as long as the bell works. If both don't work, then that becomes a little bit more of a, then you're bumping the end and then you're
yeah. I just bump the end and hit margin release. It's like a reflex now. Because my bells don't work.
Marrel.
All right, and we have a comment coming in from John Vichek again. Let me put it in the chat here. He says, strike the keys as you normally type to find the sweet spot. If you are typing too hard, it will overcome the shading. Interesting.
Oh, got it. That makes sense.
Adjusting your typing technique, which is, you know, that's one way to do it, certainly.
Right, but I think what he's saying is, if I'm checking to see if I got it right, and I'm banging on it, it's gonna print darker.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Yeah. I can't remember who, but somebody, it might have been Dwayne, Phoenix Typewriter, saying type really light to test the alignment, because exactly that, if you press really hard, it may
look like it's not
fake.
Yeah.
On motion. Yeah.
Exactly.
I have been known to fake myself out. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Now I have a project for the day.
Very good.
I do not have a Royal Typewriter of that era in my collection.
You don't? That's almost all I have.
I have a Royal Speed King with the shift carriage shift.
Oh, very nice.
And a Royal Model O with the carriage shift. But
wait, you have the Speed King with the carriage shift?
Yeah.
What year is it?
I had it written down somewhere. It's basically the upper model of the Model O. The Model O was the basic.
Oh, that Speed King.
Yeah.
Right. There's a later Speed King that's different.
Oh, Royal reused their names over and over and over again.
I know, they reuse their parts and stuff. I've seen a few Frankenstein machines that are just like random Royal people, and I just think of the people at the, you know, they're like, we just have a few parts, let's just make another, you know, few typewriters and send them out. Well, what should we call them? Oh, I don't know, let's call them an aristocrat. Okay, sounds good.
It's also interesting the mini incarnations of the Royal Companion.
Oh.
Just all over the place.
Some of them get pretty ugly.
Yeah. Well, and then you know, you have the Royalite, and then you have the 60s era Royal Companion, which is a Royalite. I prefer the companion one though, but I just like the name. I like the name. And then there's also the senior companion.
I had one of the. Oh wait, I have a Canadian companion.
Me too.
And then I have
we can be a Canadian. We can be your Canadian companions.
Many Canadian companions in the typewriter world. I had a senior companion, but I gave it to a neighborhood kid. That's good to know. Whose house we can come camp out at when we're fleeing. And we don't have to flee our government, but you never know.
You never know. Things change every 4 years.
I mean, if you look at the Royal Mariner, the first incarnation of the Mariner, I believe, was about 1926. Then
the Mariner, I've never even heard of that.
Mariner. There have been at least 4, if not 5, different Royal Mariners, the last of which was the Silver Seiko or Silver Reed.
Oh.
A Mariner.
Yeah.
Are you saying it weird? Is it Mariner? I'm just joking, but is it Mariner like Mariner?
Yeah.
Like the seafaring person.
Yes, yes. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, Mariner, gotcha.
Yes.
That's good.
Now I have to look that up. I have.
I
So was
never,
that just
yeah.
like the Canadian name of some? It's not even in the database.
Ted will chime in a minute here. So it's like, what else do we have in Canada? We got the Citadel. The Citadel.
I have one of those. 1953.
There was the Keystone, which I think was the American version of the Citadel, just the American name, right? There was the Keystone.
Those are very much like the early companions, right? The Keystone.
Yeah, I only know, I've only seen them in the like the 50s body style.
Right, right.
They might exist before that. Just interesting.
What did
Yeah,
I do? Oh, it's
you could go
another
crazy with all the little models and the deviations and the years, and oh my god.
I know the royal people are nuts. Smith Corona, you know, they had that Sterling kind of thing running for a while.
Yeah. Sterling Clipper, yeah.
Sterlings and Standards and
Silence.
Right.
Supers, silent supers.
Yeah.
But the silent supers were really only that 5 series, weren't they?
Yeah.
5A series, I believe.
Yeah, because that was like the pinnacle of the super and the silent together and the best typewriter, and then after the rah. And,
you guys want to hear a great story?
Yeah.
So, well, 2 things. So my wife, she doesn't question my typewriter thing because I gave her one a while ago. And
bribery, good.
Yes, it works really well. If you have, if you have spouses who look at you askance, give them a typewriter. And but she didn't use it very much. And in fact, I haven't heard her use it for a long time. And yesterday she's like, I'm gonna go in my office and space room and clean up in there. And she closed the door, and then I hear this tap 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 tap.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I hear, can you help me? The ribbon advance wasn't working, and something else was being weird. And she had it on a stool, so it was pressing on the typewriter. She's like, and she figured it out. So that was cool. But I got the ribbon reversed to work. And then I showed her this odd machine that I kind of wanted, but I kind of couldn't justify, and I wasn't sure about on Shop Goodwill. And I was like, don't worry, I'm not going to get it. And she's like, but that's really cool. That's really cool. How much is it? How much does it cost? Where is it? How much is it? So,
take advantage of it. Go for it.
Yeah.
So she decided she wanted to bid on it. So I'm out of it now.
Oh.
Like, great. Cool. It'll be in the house, but it won't be my responsibility. Awesome. Yeah, you can, because I was like, I'm not getting that because I don't need another project, even though it's cool. But yeah.
Oh.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Of course, you're listed to work on it.
I'm yeah. Well, I already sent her an article on how to fix it. She's really handy. She did the first typewriter that I got for her was an Olympia SM3 or 4, I think, and we don't have that one anymore. But she was having the carriage grinding thing, and I was like, well, they say rubber washers replace those. I hadn't even looked at it, and she got some, and she went in the room and she fixed it, and I was like, how did you know to do that? So yeah,
very good.
Next thing you know, she's going to be on Typewriter Pals.
I know, huh? Excellent. All right, we're all caught up on the YouTube comments, and we're just at about almost at the 3-hour mark. I do want to wrap up by 11, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Does anybody have any comments or questions or suggestions or anything like that?
I was going to say I found my goat picture and my horse picture laughing at my goat.
Let's end on a goat picture.
Yeah.
I missed some stuff this morning, I guess.
Yeah.
Greatest of all typewriters.
I'll quickly show my goat picture to get Kara warmed up here. Let's see. Yeah, I still have it here.
See if I can show.
And notice how they both have a beard. Both have whiskers.
That's one of my favorite pictures of myself. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Goat I met up in Big Bear.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever been to Big Bear, Care?
Not yet. Because
Oh,
we
wonderful.
hadn't been here very long before the pandemic hit and kind of, but it's on the list.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very good.
I'll check with you for a good suggestion. I have a question.
Yeah.
Either before or after more goat pictures. I want to know what Sean's typing.
A love letter.
What?
A love letter. That's sweet.
To you.
To me.
Ever since your owl moi, I thought that was really cool, and I'm sort of disappointed I didn't see it myself because, yeah, I just thought that was really funny.
I abbreviate my business MWA all the time, and it never occurred to me. So
yeah,
you're right there. So you're writing me a love letter? That's really sweet.
Yeah. No, to be totally honest, I'm finishing off a letter to a Swedish pen pal because we had a gentleman on a first time, Dan from Sweden. And it was just sort of like one of those things where I was like, oh, I got a Swedish pen pal I haven't written in a while since January. So it just sort of happened that I felt like I should write because the universe was telling me I should do that.
Yeah.
But I will write you a nice love letter on something just after this, a nice letterhead that you'll enjoy. Not royal letterhead because you're not a royal fan today, but maybe something else.
I am a royal fan. I'm always a royal fan. Okay, thank you. Just needed to know what the deal was.
Yeah. Trying to listen to you guys and then type something smart here to him so he doesn't think I'm a total tool. Might not be able to help it anyway.
You ever accidentally type what you're hearing? Yeah.
I've done that a couple. Like I was writing a letter to Joe Van Cleve last week on my Big Oliver.
Oh.
And I'm listening as I'm typing it, but that typewriter is so different that it's hard not to want to watch it while you're trying to type, and you're trying to keep your mind on the words, but then remember how to push these. And I'm listening to you guys, and then somebody said something. I typed the whole thing in, and I'm like, oh God, what the hell? Oh geez. And,
oh man.
Okay, Kelsey, need to see your goat.
I can't figure out how to share my screen.
Are you on a computer or your phone? Oh, we're losing your audio actually.
Oh, computer.
So if you hover over the screen with the mouse and down at the bottom, there's a green button.
Yeah.
It says share screen.
Okay.
And then you should be able to select which one to share. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make this the thumbnail of the video.
See, they all got smiles, right?
Oh wow, that is awesome.
Oh, that's funny as heck.
Oh man,
that is so good. Are those your goat and horse?
Yeah, the horse is noble, and the goat we don't have him anymore. He was a horse.
I can't hear you, Kelsey.
Yeah, your audio is very low.
Okay.
Am I still bad?
There we go.
Better.
Yeah, the horse, his name is Noble. We still have him. He's in the, I can see him right now. And the goat's name was Oreo, but we don't have him.
Oreo cookie, yes.
we can see where that comes from. All right. There we go. Thank you. That was awesome. This was an episode of Goats, and what was the typewriter everybody had earlier?
Oh, the Zephyr.
The Zephyrs. We had 5 people with the Zephyrs earlier.
Wow.
Do you have a Zephyr?
I do not. I have a flat top.
We need to get you a Zephyr.
I have a 4.
I would love to get a Zephyr. Oh my goodness, those things are beautiful. And that particularly if I could find one with the logo intact. Like, was it Brian Good that was showing the one with the
Brian's looks like it's in perfect shape.
It does.
Yeah. Oh man.
I buy typewriters just for good decals sometimes, and the typewriter looks like crap. If the decal's good, it's like,
yeah.
So, quick question: does anyone know how to get a really good picture of a decal so you can put it onto the letterhead? Do you scan it, or just take a picture of it, or
They
what to
actually
do?
have really good. I'm not sure how it would work, taking a picture of a typewriter, but they have scanning apps. So it's intended to scan a document.
Right.
Now, how that would work, taking a picture of a decal on a typewriter, I'm not sure, but that if it works, that would get you a nice clear picture of it. But I would say just get your if you have a more modern cell phone, just get it as close as you can. And also if you can use like a tripod or something like that to hold it really steady and then do a timer, because when you get close like that, and if you're shaking it all, it's going to be blurry. But
is there a particular one you're thinking of, William?
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
There is in other words, yes, there is.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there are some like effects you can do that where you can make a picture have like line art. Right?
Yeah.
If you take a photo and then you can transmogrify it.
Yeah, I mean, they have these photo effects apps, and usually one of the effects they have is to make it look like a line drawing or even a comic style or something like that.
So then maybe you could take it from there and make it into something that could be a letterhead or something.
Yeah. Well, I know.
I bet Lee Whitaker could do it.
Yeah.
She's so clever with things like that.
Okay.
Have you seen like she's even doing the Smith Corona things that fall out of all the 5 series?
The tabs?
What?
The tabs?
Oh, the
where it says Smith Corona, the logo that comes through the ribbon cover, and they fall out. Like she's figured out a way to like print those. Yes, exactly, that thing. Lee Whitaker now can print those for you.
Oh.
Because they fall out all the time.
Yeah.
So William, we were
sometimes
thinking,
you get up pushing them in.
Right.
Kelsey, what were you showing about the logo or the emblem?
Oh, no, she was saying that those fall out, the Smith Corona,
yes.
Yeah.
I was saying that Lee Whitaker has figured out a way to make those so that people can replace them.
That's an important part.
If I can get a good 3D scan of one of those, I've got one out, I could then have them 3D printed.
Oh, yeah.
Not a whole lot.
She does something like that on some, So let's see what you want to.
Oh wow.
That would make great letterhead. You should be able to take a picture and then turn that into a line drawing.
Yeah, that's a nice flat surface. You should be able to do that. Yeah. Now, if you know anyone
hold it up again. Hold it up again.
Screenshot.
Yes, exactly.
If you know anyone that has Adobe Illustrator, you can actually convert it into a vector image, which you can then resize to any size.
Okay, thanks, William.
I tried doing that with that logo, and I just couldn't get it, but I just didn't have the technique or the ability or the software at the time. But yeah, I love that logo because that's a Canadian thing. I haven't seen that on any US typewriter. That just seems to be the one that came out of the late 50s in Canada. So, but it's a cool, speeds the world's business. It's going somewhere.
That's awesome.
And this is obviously a water slide transfer, which is in pristine condition. No chipping or nicks in it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
Of course, this machine, the Platinum, is should be measured on the Rockwell scale as opposed to the Shore scale.
Yeah.
So William, we were thinking that you could use one of the photo effects. If you got a good picture of it, you could use a photo effect to turn it into a line drawing. And then from there, you might be able to turn it into a letterhead or something.
Yeah, because they have those photo effects apps that you can get, and they have many versions of the filter, but they have these different filters you can use, and one of them turns it essentially to make it look like it was drawn essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a good way to get a nice clear image of it. But that's something to play around with. So
I bet any printer that would make letterhead, could just take a photo of that and make it for you and make it in those colors, even if you wanted.
Yeah, might be interesting.
Yeah, you could even technically just take a really nice, close, clear picture of it, and in Photoshop or some other apps, even there's a website called canva.com, and one thing it can do is it can remove the background. So it would remove the background of the typewriter and just leave the logo. That way you had it isolated, and then you could put it on your letterhead or wherever you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it would have to be a nice close picture, so you could blow it up as big as you need to.
Yeah.
So
I think probably take a picture with a digital camera as opposed to a cell phone.
That would be.
Then you can get a nice 5 meg picture or whatever.
Well, I took a screenshot. Maybe I'll see if I can do anything with it. It's a little blurry, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good the cameras on these laptops are, but I don't think they're what you call exactly high definition.
No.
But you could get the general idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go pretty quick, but I'll end on. I got this morning because I like reproducing my letterhead. I'm gonna get crappy here, but yeah. So I don't have an IBM yet, but this is from 39, 35, something like that. So even though this has got the International Time Recording Division, they put Electromatic Typewriters Division here. So my gal that does my reproduction, I'm going to get her, this all stays the same, but I'm going to get her, once she gets the right font, to replace the Time Recorder Division with Electromatic Typewriters Division so I can get the typewriter one proper. And then I'm going to do that. Now I have to get an IBM too.
I know. Excellent. And on that note, I think we're going to end the meeting. It's been a wonderful meeting, actually. It was a smaller group, but we had a lot of great fun showing goats and typewriters and getting things fixed for care. And
thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
Yeah. Nice to see you guys.
We got to see a telephone box and everything.
Kiosk.
That's excellent.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And
thanks, Gregory.
Kelsey, again, happy Mother's Day to you. So
happy Mother's Day, Kelsey. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.